98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots will visit the New York Giants tonight in their third and final preseason game of the summer. Mark Bertrand and Chris Gasper will bring you the pregame at 5 o'clock. And then Bob Sosi and Scott Zolak will be reunited at 8 right here on your flagship radio station for the Patriots. 98.5 The Sports Hub. The Athletic and others are reporting the Patriots have discussed safety Kyle Duggar and edge rusher Anthony Jennings in possible trades, but Duggar's contract is a serious stumbling block to getting a deal done. There were a handful of deals yesterday by other teams, though. Kansas City sent wideout Sky Moore and a 7th-round pick to San Francisco for a 6th-round pick, and the Jets got defensive tackle Harrison Phillips and a 7th from Minnesota for 2 6th-round selections. And yes, there was another defensive lineman included.
They got one from Green Bay.
I know.
The first deal, and they gave up more for it. For maybe that would be better news.
Okay, I'll amend that for the next one. Dallas head coach Brian Schottenheimer told the media.
Change that for the next one.
Okay, thank you. Red Sox had last night off. They visit the Yankees tonight in the opener of a 4-game series. It's suddenly pretty big for both teams. The Yankees won again last night. They lead the Sox by a game and a half at the top wild card spot in the American League. The Red Sox also sent reliever Isaiah Campbell down to Worcester and recalled starting pitcher Richard Fitz and announced that Marcelo Meyer underwent season-ending wrist surgery yesterday. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured, not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Pat's training camp is coming, and we'll be there to bring you every drill, every scrimmage and preseason game as the Pats get ready for a new season of football. On your home for all things Patriots, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
And Hardy.
Who's Taylor the originator?
On 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How we do it.
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Monday.
Well, I tell her the truth. I miss Booty.
That problem is too large for the Sarge.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go. Richard, and he comes back at 8:20. Yeah, because he was before Dan Roach was never like a regular guest. He's probably the biggest friend of the show, Dan Roach.
Was he before Bert? Because it's got to be him or Bert, right?
I think he was before Bert, but it is him and Bert. That's a good call. It is him and Bert.
Nick.
No, it's Dave Richard. Dave Richard was on.
Yeah, Dave Richard
before
was
we started
before.
having Bert on for an hour every Friday. Dave Richard's been on Thursday. Actually, the day hasn't changed either. I think it's always been Thursday.
I think Dave Richard was on like when this station flipped before football season. I think Dave Richard was our guest like that football season, maybe. So, yeah, he's been with us for like almost 20 years. Or whatever, how long this station's been on the air, 2009, so maybe not, 15 years or whatever it is. So, you'll find this interesting because it's fascinating.
We'll see.
You'll find it interesting because it's fascinating. And when I lead in with that, it's going to be good. So you know how I listen to books because I have to walk that animal for, over an hour every day. I got to walk that animal around.
That and I can't read. So that's why you use Audible.
Audible. The Audible. I read fiction because I feel again that one must. Part of the art of it is the way it appears on the page and it dances. That literary dance that so many of us go under. But for nonfiction, I don't feel that that's necessary. And so. I don't put a lot of thought into what I listen to. I pretty much go by recommendations. And there was this book called Hit So Hard, and it's by the ex-drummer of Hole. Now, her story is just another addiction memoir, but the thing is that she got real low. She was prostituting herself in all kinds of stuff, like after she was in Hole, and whatever. It was okay. But then I started she mentions all this stuff. So I started listening to Hole for the first time in my life over the last 2 days. I've listened to the band Hole. Now I played them on the radio, but I never. But they even they were a little before I got into radio. Now I've had my bad experiences with Courtney Love, the Music Midtown story where she got on stage and rambled, which now that I've heard the book I don't feel so special. I guess there were shows where she would ramble for 45 minutes and the band would just leave the stage while Hole was touring.
It was like an Andy Kaufman type of musical performance. You show up expecting one thing, you got something totally different.
So she insisted that this woman was with her, and I'm not positive the woman was in the band. And I told you they took an intern and they took him into the trailer, and I don't know what they did to him. And then she came out and I interviewed her, and I'm sure I was being a dick and she didn't take it well. And she was really messed up. And she went on stage and I wasn't even, she was so out of it. Like I wasn't even really paying attention. I was, it was the last show of the festival. So Music Midtown was 5 radio stations had stages. It was a really cool festival. 5 radio stations had stages, and so we were like the modern rock stage. There was a classic rock stage. There was a country stage. There was like a pop stage. And usually we would have the biggest crowd, but when Courtney Love played, it was not that way. There's 2 bands that headlined. It was 3 nights. We probably did it for 8 years. There was 2 bands that headlined, and it was both Sunday nights where we had the smallest crowd. One was Billy Corrigan's band that wasn't the Smashing Pumpkins. I can't remember what it was called.
Zwan.
Jesus. Zwan did not pack them out. And then the other one was Courtney Love. Like I'm telling you, Creed had. I have a picture of it. Me on stage, over 100,000 people. Creed.
Yeah.
And the White Stripes had 90,000 people. We had really good headlining bands, and Courtney Love was Sunday was kind of the band that would not be the greatest generally because they figured that people were leaving. And Courtney Love probably had, 7,000 people in the crowd. And she got on stage, and I didn't care about hearing her play. So I went into the trailer and drank and whatever, tried to get laid or whatever I was trying to do. And because this was a golden opportunity because I had a pass to a show. I looked like a big shot. So, if I could get girls backstage, they would be actually interested in me. And so it came to my attention that she was rambling on stage, and she wasn't being very coherent, and she had some kind of problem with me. I wish I could give you more information, but I was young enough and at a point in my career where I didn't care enough that I didn't even really care too much to go investigate what was going on. I was just they're Courtney's bitching about you. I don't think she mentioned me by name, but she was this dickhead from some dumb radio station, they interviewed me and he's an a-hole and da-da-da. Mm-hmm. But she talks so much. It wasn't powerful, She was just rambling. But I started, after this book, I started listening to Hole, which I never listened to. And it's amazing that now I understand I don't mind them at all. And I find I understand what the lyrics are about. Malibu is about going to rehab, right?
I think so, yeah like Malibu rehabilitation centers.
Yeah, that never ever occurred to me. It's very naive.
It occurred to me very, very late. I mean, within the last 5 years, when I was forced to play that song again on Lithium. Malibu. Oh.
Yeah, that I was oh, that's about rehab. And it didn't say anything about what the songs are about in the book. It was like that. And then in the song Violet, they get what they want and they never want it again, I think is a good lyric. I'm giving them credit. Now, I don't think she wrote the lyric, but I'm giving her, I'm giving that band credit. I think that's a good lyric. I think those are two good songs. I thought Malibu was just some corny song about California, but that was my own ignorance.
Crash and burn, all the stars explode tonight. How'd you get so desperate? How'd you stay alive?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Help me, please. Burn the sorrow from your eyes. Oh, come on, be alive again. Don't lay down and die.
Yeah, how did I not get that?
Hey, you know what to do. Oh, baby, drive away to Malibu.
Right.
Like, how did we not pick up on the?
Well, we had not been in recovery.
It's very, very subtle. You're gonna die unless you go to Malibu.
But it was subtle enough. Like, and first of all, I prefer songs that aren't overly subtle, but like, it was subtle enough where you and I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I thought it was just about being rich. I didn't know. I mean, I'm an idiot. So I wonder how many people I wrote off as having dumb lyrics where I was the one that was dumb. You know? Well, I like to hold steady. And then I investigated the hold steady lyrics. And there's so much going on that even when it's explained to me, I don't understand what's going on. Like that Finn is like, I don't know if he's just smart or just tries really super hard, but like there's stuff going on. I don't get, like, I have to rap genius all that stuff.
Well, he's telling stories, and he does that in his solo albums too. He's telling these intricate stories, but he's kind of putting these literary Easter eggs in a lot of them as well, which is why you got to do so much exposition.
It's a lot of Bible stuff. They're not only Bible references, but like run concurrent, like the story to like passages in the Bible, but they're not religious. There's like a lot of metaphor and stuff that, I mean, I'll click on like what's going on in the song, like on Rap Genius, and I still don't completely understand because it's so detailed. It's amazing. I think I'm a relatively smart person, and then I realized like I couldn't figure out what Malibu was about. Now I never really listened to it, but I never thought it was a bad song. But then because it's not a bad song, and so it's objectively like got a good hook and everything.
Oh yeah,
there's
some good whole songs. I think the ones that I like the most are the ones that Billy Corgan co-wrote and helped produce. Celebrity Skin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a legitimate good 4 on the floor, great rock and roll
That was their
song.
first big single, right?
No, John,
that was later.
Jesus Christ.
And Hardy.
I thought that too, as a matter of fact. But the first one was with the one with Violet.
You all right?
I got
Violet.
maybe a little too worked up over John's assertion that they're. No.
Did you assume that John was going to have any of the pop cultural stuff? Give Johnny a break.
Hardy, if you take that song Violet and you take Courtney's vocals out of it and you were to listen to it as an instrumental, you go, well, this is a Smashing Pumpkins song from Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Like that's what the riff sounds like and like the music sounds like. Like it sounds like Zero or Jelly Belly or one of those songs from that album.
But I like her voice better than his. Like I like
Billy
the way
Corgan's?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Billy's voice is it's an acquired taste.
Look, and this is like the most tired, claim to make or allegation, but I don't know what to tell you. I'll go to my grave thinking that Kurt Cobain wrote the lyrics to a lot of those songs on Live Through This. Like let me look up the Doll Parts lyrics. Tell me this doesn't sound like something from Nevermind specifically. I am doll eyes, doll mouth, doll legs. I want to be the girl with the most cake. I love him so much, it just turns to hate. I fake it so real, I am beyond fake. Like,
someday you will ache like I ache.
Yeah, I am doll eyes, doll mouth, doll legs. I am doll arms, big veins, dog beg. It's like my libido, a mosquito. I mean, it's Kurt Cobain.
Right.
You can't tell me Kurt Cobain didn't write the lyrics to at least some of those songs on that Live Through This album.
Or at the very least that, I mean, again, at the time they're together, right? You think she's not paging through his lyric book and going like, oh, there's some good ideas in here, or not. I'm not saying that she's taking the ideas out of his lyric book. I'm saying that she's listening to him, right?
Well,
he
hired the band. Like, I mean, but the way that it's described in that book, it wasn't like nefarious. It was actually kind of cool. Like, he didn't hire like musicians, like the drummer, for instance.
Yeah.
Was just this chick in like this random Seattle
Patty
band.
Schemmel, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Whoop whoop.
my bad. Whoop whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Indeed. And whoop whoop indeed. But like she was like a complete nobody. So the way, and she's no huge fan of Courtney Love's. She didn't hate. I guess they were playing at the time she wrote the book again, because she wrote it like I guess when they had reformed, like not so long ago. But she like the way that it's described is like, you know, and another thing that I got wrong is like, you know, there's this cynical thing about like Kurt wrote this stuff, and you know, da 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 da, and she just kind of went along with it. Well, the contributions, at least that Patty Schimmel talks about, are not like, it wasn't like it was this like Hollywood mover and shaker that was like picking like this Guns for Hire band out. Like, I mean, this Patty Schimmel chick was a complete nobody that just hung around with Kurt Cobain before he was famous. So he was like, hey, I like this drummer. And in fairness to Courtney Love, she met her and was like, oh, yeah, like, you're really good. Why don't you play with us? Like, the way that now look, Courtney Love is not presented as this like wonderful human being in this book, but certainly from a creative now later in her career, she started just going to Linda Perry. She wanted to, you know, that beautiful song by Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
So they go whole like they get that Schimmel chick back in the band, and they go to this Linda Perry, you know, for Four Non Blondes, the big hit maker of the day, and they go to her and she goes, I'll play this song, and it's that you know that beautiful that Christina Aguilera won a Grammy for. You know how it goes, like it's like a really like Broadway-y song, like you're beautiful just the way you are. Words can't bring me down. So she plays it in front of Patty Schimmel and Courtney Love. And Courtney Love is like, I want it. And Linda Perry's like, well, no. Like, I already gave it to Christina Aguilera. And Patty Schimmel's going like, what is going on? Like, why do you want this song? It's a good song, but that's
not what we do.
Well, no, this is like an easy listening song,
right?
And it was a bunch of nobodies. Like she hired, and that one chick OD'd. I guess the guitarist was a dick, but I mean, but he was the one guy, and he didn't even play drums, and he was the one guy in the all-girl band.
He co-wrote a lot of the first album. Well, not the first album.
Not nice to Patty Schimmel.
Yeah,
she hates him the most. Check, please.
You said beautiful, and I was thinking of the hit Joy Drop song from 1998.
Oh, don't get me. I'm going to start getting the semi.
Courtney's.
Remember that time I made out with her?
That's right.
One of Courtney's defenses to people who say that Kurt wrote the lyrics, she's like, he was a much better songwriter than I was. You know, what would make you think he would do that? Like, yeah, the songs that he kind of like worked on a little bit of like, this is crap, you can have it, or here, take this. Why don't you just... And I'm not saying that, you know, like note for note, word for word. No, of course, the other musicians, you know, came up with the music and maybe even some of the lyrics. But like some of the prompts, some of the lines, that's Kurt.
Yeah, I think that they lived together, and you know they were.
That's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, I just like when I heard about it, it didn't seem like as offensive as it was made out to be at the time. Now, you know, if you're going to attack someone, not us as people, attack someone for using men to get fame, well, Madonna would be the number one, because she literally just went around screwing disc jockeys and club DJs and record people and MTV executives. And this is not something I'm making up. You can watch Reid, I Want My MTV, and you can hear it's an oral history. You can hear the actual people that banged her.
Yeah.
Talking about that very famous club DJ from like the Danceteria, like whatever. You'll recognize his name if you heard it.
Is that Jelly Bean Benitez?
Boom! Yeah. Good job. You made up for your past foibles.
Boy, oh
yeah,
boy.
Jelly Bean Benitez. She banged him, so he played her songs at the Danceteria or wherever the hell he was the DJ at. So yeah, whole thing. Well, there you go. A little music this early in the morning. You know, and a lot of very smart people like that. The smartest. We don't like so much before. But we usually focus on the future. But
Right.
today we focus on before at the beginning of the show.
Before it disappears. And it's eradicated from existence.
Well, but more the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not so much the bad stuff. Not
Right.
focusing on the bad stuff.
Right.
Nothing to learn from that.
That is impressive. The only club DJ I can name is the beautiful Monty from Saturday Night Fever, who was actually still making appearances not long ago. He was in Boston doing something.
Really?
This is your beautiful DJ Monty. Ooh, feel it, baby, feel it. Oh, I love your new haircuts. I love that polyester look.
That polyester look. Yep.
That
I
movie.
talked on the mic a lot for a club DJ.
Yeah. You wanted a SAG card.
Yeah, you don't get you. maybe it wasn't an accurate depiction. You're right, Fred. Maybe they just gave him more lines so that he could have a bigger paycheck for doing the film. But if it was any way accurate, those guys got on the mic a lot in those discos.
Yeah, I suppose that, if you were going to be playing disco music, you had to interrupt it every now and again with some dialogue or people were going to leave the theater. A lot of sexual assault in that movie that I was unaware of. Going into it. I didn't expect it to be that dark. Like, very light sexual assault, too. Like, not taken overly seriously. Like, not, like, kind of like, well, that was what was going on at the time. And you're like, all right, well. I thought I'd get a better feeling coming out of the movie than I did.
Oh, no, it's not a feel-good.
No, but you assumed with the soundtrack and the way that it, started trends that it would be this kind of Footloose situation, but it's decidedly not.
I would like a follow-up to his brother, Father Frank Jr., and find out what happened with him.
Was he gay, or he just didn't want to be a priest anymore?
He just didn't want to be a priest anymore, as far as I... But, Fred, I don't know. That's why I need the sequel.
Yeah. He was a good-looking guy. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Touch.
Did you catch the game last night?
All right. What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. And there was no Local 9 last night. But, Jonathan, what happened just very quickly? I don't know if you're going to do baseball highlights. I take it not. Are you?
Who, me?
You, Beetle.
No. I was going to say if you're talking about football.
No. Let's just very quickly run down.
Darren Muji was.
Sorry, go ahead.
What happened? The Mariners lose again. They get swept by the Phillies. These are things that would affect the Red Sox on the day off.
Yankees hit 5 more home runs. They beat Tampa Bay 6-4. So the Yankees are a game and a half up on the Red Sox. Seattle's a half game back. Red Sox have the second wild card.
The Tigers again beat the Astros, who I believe they might have swept. And then let me see if anything else happened. You got the Yankees. The Twins lost.
This is the wrong time
not
to be
the
facing
Twins.
the Yankees, by the way.
Cleveland's the team, not the Twins. Did Cleveland play yesterday? No. Yes, they did. The Cleveland lost as well. So right where you're at now. The only thing that happened that affected you really was the Yankee win. In terms of negatively affected you.
Yes.
Was the Yankee win, as they are now a game and a half. They've won 5 in a row as you enter Yankee Stadium tonight.
Ugh. Not the right time to be facing that team in that building.
And Kansas City lost. Or no, they didn't play. Yeah, they did lose. They lost yesterday. So Kansas City lost. So they're 2.5 out.
Yep.
And Kansas City and Cleveland lost, which is good news for you. Because those are the teams nipping at your heels.
And you have 3 games against Cleveland coming up at the beginning of next month.
Tigers did sweep the Astros, too. You're right. They did complete the sweep yesterday. So.
Yeah, they won a 1-0 10-inning game.
But you have
Tarek Skubal.
Of course.
A lot of talk now, should he win the MVP because Judge was hurt.
Yep.
And, he only pitches 30 times. The other guys play 150 games. Do you give it to a pitcher? But Tarek Skubal, who John dismissed so many times this season as Max Fried being better than Tarek Skubal, and now Tarek Skubal is by far and away the best pitcher in baseball. He's
I'm
better
not
than Paul
going to
Skeens.
pile on. I'm going to be nice to John for the rest of the show because I really lost my mind.
He really.
But then he came up with Jelly Bean Benitez, and then
I broke even for that segment.
Oh, Jelly Bean Benitez is much more impressive than what you got wrong.
Yes.
And you notice I didn't yell at you, Johnny.
Well, that means a world to me.
I didn't yell at you. I just
you just got unhinged. Yeah, that was unusual for you.
That bothered me.
Yeah.
All right.
At least he feels bad.
I'm gonna more important than my
That's
words.
what my uncle used to say to me after he threw me around the room. He'd come to me and he'd be very, very sad about that he did it, and that made it okay. My uncle never threw me around the room.
More important than my words will be my actions as I treat John with love and respect for the next 3.5 hours.
I'd like to see that happen. That'd be great.
It's going to happen.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Fantastic.
My friend.
All right.
John, there's been so much talk about the Patriots and what they're going to do. They've got money to spend, and, are they going to make any moves or not? And so far, they really haven't. You know who is? One of the other teams in the division. Someone else is out there making moves.
Yeah.
As we speak.
2 of them
Darren
yesterday.
Muji was active today. Darren Muji decides to make 2 trades for 2 defensive tackles, 2 run stuffers. We're going to break it all down
Who's
in this
this
video.
piece of garbage?
This is the Jets Media Podcast.
Wow. The Jets were really active.
Well, that's #1 market in the country, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
I have a job.
I guess
yes.
the Giants are getting all the talent.
The Jets got 2 defensive tackles, Harrison Phillips.
Yeah.
They traded 2 6th-round picks and a 7th-rounder to the Minnesota Vikings for Phillips. They also got, is it Joan Briggs?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. A 2026
John didn't know. He didn't even mention it in his headlines, but he'll pretend. Go ahead.
6th-rounder to the Browns for Briggs and a 7th-rounder.
Yeah. So the Jets have a defensive tackle who's been out with an ankle injury, and they were very thin on their defensive line. Obviously, they have Williams, but they've one of the best defensive linemen in football, best defensive tackles. But behind him is very weak. So they did get some depth.
Well, it's not just depth, Fred.
The next move is even bigger. This move right here is kind of crazy. The Jets brought in Harrison Phillips from the Minnesota Vikings. Last year, he looked solid. This is another guy that is really good against the run, and I think is going to start next to Quinnen.
Woo!
Yeah, he's going to start because the other guy's hurt.
Well, but he's powerful.
Well, he's like 6 foot tall, 330 or something.
For the New York Jets. Yeah. I mean, the Jets also got a really good deal, taking on half of the money.
So Phillips started.
Thank God.
Phillips started every game for the last 3 years for the Vikings.
He was a captain.
Yeah, and a captain. So don't underestimate. This is a pretty good deal.
Oh, I'll underestimate it, Jonathan. I'll underestimate it. Believe me. Now look, good on the Jets for finding teams that had exceptional depth at the defensive line and could make moves. I guess this saves them cutting younger players. So, I mean, I guess you can give them credit for that, but is this a something that's going to move the needle? No. It's nice that they have depth, but this is also not that lunatic ex-coach of theirs that moved every good defensive player out every other play because he believed in keeping linemen fresh. So he would take multiple All-Pros off the field on a regular basis just so he could keep guys fresh. So why are you taking Quinnen Williams off the field? He's like one good guy. Like, leave him on the field. It's like, no, I got to keep him fresh. Well, they're getting run all over. Like, keep Quinnen Williams on the field.
Stick him out there 75% of the time. It'd be good.
Stick him out there 90% of the time. Like, if he's tired, take him out. If he's not tired, leave him in. I mean, he's in good shape. Let him play. I never understood that. I can't even remember his name anymore, the ex-coach. I've removed it from my brain. Apparently, he was terrible. You know when a guy leaves and, like, the players start talking crap? Yeah, a lot of that. I know we're talking about the
because
Jets, Hardy brought it up.
A, they're so happy, but B, they're not like keeping quiet for fear of burning any bridges with this guy. They know that they would never want to play for him again, or he may not get another job. So that's not a concern.
Well, he's a defensive coordinator, I think, in San Francisco again. But the thing is that. And they're not going like he was a dick. They're going like Glenn's a dick, and it's way better. Like, that's what's hitting home with it. It's not like they're like, oh, finally we have this, guy, he was out of touch. He didn't understand that, like, we're professional athletes. This is like he had no control of the team. Like, he wasn't holding us accountable. Practices were too light. Like, it's everything. And I haven't really heard that.
So Saleh and Glenn act the same way, but Glenn has more respect in the room, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that Glenn is a lot more of a disciplinarian and holds people more accountable and runs much tougher practices. That Saleh was too hands off, and that what the players are saying about him is he had no control of the team and he didn't hold anyone accountable, and practices weren't tough enough. And that Glenn is the polar opposite of that, and that Glenn is a hard ass that he has him tackling a lot. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they're like not even in inner squads or in dual team practices. In just practice, they're hitting. So for better or worse, that's what's happening. We'll see how they are when they're playing for nothing at the end of the year.
We'll see how the Patriots are tonight when they play their final preseason.
That was really impressive.
Thanks, John. Thanks, buddy.
What'd you get your peepers peeled for tonight, Hardy?
Oh, boy.
Are they playing starters or no?
Well, I don't know, but that's kind of been part of our conversation with Barth and other guys. Like, how much are they going to play? Maybe a series or two from Drake. I wouldn't play him at all.
I'd play him.
What's the point?
He's not going to get hurt. I'd play him.
Reese had this piece online where he said at the end of practice, I think it was Tuesday.
How do you know he's not going to get hurt?
I got a pretty good understanding of what God wants.
God's plan.
Reese said the starters were like doing wind sprints on one side of the field and the backups were running through plays on the other side, and he believes that was kind of a tip-off as to what Mike Vrabel's going to do.
Okay, but fine. Like, I wouldn't play Diggs. I wouldn't play Morgan Moses. I wouldn't play, but I'd certainly play my kids. I'd play them at least a little bit. They don't play for another week and a half. I mean, like, look, man, if you play 2 series and you get hurt, you were going to get hurt anyway. Like, it's not, and I don't think 2 series, like, that puts enough strain on the body where that's going to, hurt you later in the season. I'd much rather be going into week 1 with a little bit more live bullets in my system, because what are practices like until then? I can't imagine they're very grueling.
No,
leading up to week 1, this is kind of your last shot.
How much you want Drake May to play?
Two series.
All right.
Like, I just want him against live defense again.
I just want him to look better than he's looked. That would be, if you're going to play him, I would like him to look better than he's looked. He didn't look very good.
I
in
agree.
the last game.
And like, give him a chance to like get a little confidence.
Yeah.
And also, like, I know the Giants have a good defensive line, but I saw the Giants play last week, and it wasn't like they were doing anything. It wasn't like they were, mauling people. Like they didn't look very good defensively, as a matter of fact, against the Jets starters.
Yeah, but who was it? Their
Thibodeau
starters
played.
out
Yeah,
there?
it was their starters,
No.
and I don't think the Giants are going to play their starters on the defensive line because those guys are veterans. And no, I don't think there's any way. I don't think like Thibodeau and like those guys play.
I don't necessarily want a bunch of guys with their hair on fire trying to make the team, trying to get after
If
the
you
quarterback
can't block
either.
them, then that's on you.
Yeah, and then you're left with Josh Dobbs in the game that I have circled as a win against the Raiders. I can't afford to have Dobbs out there as a starting quarterback in week 1.
To go
Win,
out,
baby.
Go out with the instructions that may not take front side, get nailed front side with him holding the ball. Like, just go, like, get rid of the ball. A quarterback shouldn't get hurt in 2 series. They just shouldn't.
Well,
they
tell
should
that
be
to
able to
Aaron
play
Rodgers.
football.
He got hurt on the second play
Of the regular season.
of the regular season, right? It's
then
not supposed to happen,
So-
but you know how you can assure that it won't happen if he doesn't play.
Then if he was going to – well, Rodgers got hurt taking a step backwards. So I would argue that could have happened warming up for the game. I mean, that's a bad example.
Backing
in all
out of his
fairness.
laundry room.
Exactly. That's kind of an unfair example because it's not like he got his legs taken out from under him. He walked backwards and he snapped his Achilles. To my understanding, or it was one of those plays where he folded over and some guy touched him, briefly touched him.
I don't know how much better you expect Drake May to get for being out there for 6 more plays tonight.
Live. We've talked. Look, man. Then why have a
3 and outs.
preseason? Then never play your players in the preseason.
This is
Right.
Well, I mean that's what we're headed towards. We're headed towards joint practices and maybe 1 or 2 preseason games, and then things start to matter for real. But
we got a break. But we have talked to guys that have talked about how important it is because you don't get hit in practice to be playing in games where you can get hit. We had that talk with one of the NFL guys about the Rodgers should have played because
your body used to it.
Yeah. No. Not your body, your mind, because you're not going to get hit most likely. Like the thing is that, and even like you're not like the chances you get in like nailed in a preseason game, I would say are less the first 2 series. Just getting used to like that, there's a chance you could get hit. In practice, even joint practices, you can't hit the quarterback.
I would say there's a better chance of Drake May getting hit with that offensive line than many other teams.
I would just instruct him, get rid of the ball. Like, maybe that's what you practice. Getting rid of the ball.
Now
Get rid of
that'll
the ball.
prepare him for the season.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll get him ready.
I disagree with you guys about this. I think that you play. I think you play him for a couple.
I think you
series.
just want to watch the game tonight, and you're not going to watch if the starters aren't out there.
No, I'm not watching that. I got to rewatch The Summer I Turned Pretty. And catch myself up for anything I might have missed.
Real quick, the end of the preseason, there's always that 1 week gap before you get to the regular season. And as long as I can remember, no one ever plays starters in the third
Kansas
game.
City.
Well, Kansas City this year, but that made news because it's so unusual.
Kansas City always plays the starters.
Reid always plays his starters in the final exhibition game?
He always plays his starters in the preseason.
I just read that the other day. I had no idea.
Yeah.
What am I doing watching
Cincinnati's
Kansas
the one.
City preseason?
Cincinnati's the one that's different. Kansas City plays their starters. Reid always has. There's some really good coaches that believe in doing that. Now, I don't think Mahomes is taking off. Like, I don't think they're going to go, hey, Mahomes, go try to pick up a first down. Like, put your head down.
An old story about Andy Reid that we're just now finding out about is what we're going to talk about next.
Woo! Hot dog and a shake.
Wow!
All right, here we go. Headlines. Okay, I'm out.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots visit the Giants tonight in their third and final exhibition game of the season. We'll have the pregame at 5 o'clock and then the kickoff with Bob Sosi and Scott Zolak at 8 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Patriots have reportedly discussed both safety Kyle Duggar and edge rusher Anthony Jennings in possible trades. Duggar's contract, however, is a problem. Dallas head coach Brian Schottenheimer told the media yesterday he's confident hold-in pass rusher Micah Parsons will be on the field for week 1 of the regular season, and the Red Sox had last night off. They visit the Yankees tonight in the opener of a 4-game series. Yankees won again last night. They lead the Sox by a game and a half at the top wild-card spot in the American League. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti and Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, the hair doctor of Hardy, Tom Karen, and Tommy Curran. Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports. absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps or at 985sportshub.com. Half Toucher.
Dressed like a gorilla.
Half Hardy.
A big, beautiful ball of flame.
And a whole lot of Boston sports.
And I have had many offers to become an insider.
Specifically, Andy Reid's office.
A bullet broke through the window of the office of Chiefs head coach Andy Reid. The Kansas City Star reporting it happened on May 4th of last year as the coach was in his office at the Chiefs practice facility. We do want to say Reid was not hit. Okay, NBC 9 News can't confirm tonight. Police were called and reports were filed. It's still being investigated as an aggravated assault because people were inside that facility.
Yeah, it seems like had the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs actually been shot, we would have found out about it more than 16 months later.
Yeah.
Or less than 16 months later.
Yeah,
so,
but,
yes, he was not shot.
They're letting you know they're journalists and calming public fears that he's not dead, from 16 months ago, that indeed it was Andy Reid on the sidelines of the Super Bowl.
So he was in his office. The bullet lodged into a wall about 15 feet from where he was sitting shortly after midnight on May 4th, 2024. And now what does he have protecting him in his office, Fred?
He has bulletproof glass.
Bulletproof glass, because it wasn't just one. It was 3 gunshots. It hit the facility that night. One hit the 3rd floor, one above Reid's office, another one hit the air conditioning unit. And, of course, nobody was hit by any of the bullets.
You know what would have saved him if he would have had his own gun? Because then when he was sitting at his desk, when the bullet went through, if it would have hit him, he could have, in an act of adrenaline, picked his gun up and started shooting out the window.
Yeah.
And then he would have lived forever. That's why you need the guns.
Yeah, just preach.
Yeah, he could have protected himself against the sniper outside.
Okay, maybe not, Fred, but it was certainly wouldn't. What's it going to hurt?
It's just sometimes when I think that someone could just go somewhere and it kind of occurs to me, not with my own life, but at public events and stuff, that someone could be really far away and shooting. And then the argument about guns is well, then people have a right to protect themselves, which makes sense. But if someone's really far away and they shoot you in the back, how's you having a gun going to help you? Wouldn't it be better if that people just didn't have them, or didn't have guns that could fire from that kind of?
It's probably not going to help you because you can't shoot.
Well, I'd learn, and I have shotguns, but I
ain't good at it though.
I was.
What were you rated? Did you keep score?
I was rated half erect. Larry Flint actually rated me. I shot the guns I've shot the most were were skeet guns.
Yeah.
And scat guns. But I shot skeet guns, and those it's kind of hard because it seemed pretty easy because they spray so much whatever you call it.
Shot.
It sprays shot, but I did that. You can do that in Tennessee. And I told you that I went. There's one of the best hotels in the world. Happens to be 40 minutes from my parents' house, Blackberry Farms, and we stayed there before. And they have sheiks that take helicopters in, and we were told by staff they'll go to strip clubs and just get all the strippers and get them on a helicopter and have them flown out there because they get these big cabins. But it's one of the best. Condé Nast, it's one of the best hotels in the world.
I'm looking at it right now. It's beautiful.
And they have an opportunity where you can skeet shoot. I've only been there twice, but you can skeet shoot. You can fly fish. They have all this stuff.
I don't see no golf.
No, there's no golf.
Well, then what's the point?
Because it's for the very elite, not the new money elite.
Not the nouveau riche. But then again, it is the riche
exactly.
that counts.
But I've done that, and I have shot in a controlled environment guns. I didn't get off on it. But my point is that if you can have guns that are capable of firing a lot of rounds from a very long distance with accuracy, you having a gun's not really going to help. That's my only thing. Someone breaks into your house, having a gun protects you. But if there's guns available, and I have friends who have numerous AR-15s, friends in Boston that have numerous AR-15s. They love them. And who am I to tell them what to do? They hunt. This guy hunts from a helicopter. I'm not lying to you.
What does he hunt?
I don't know what he's killing, but it's a lot of stuff. I don't know. He's on a helicopter flying around killing stuff. I don't know. I don't really get into it. I don't find it to be like an admirable thing that he's doing, but I like the guy. I mean, I'm not going to not be his friend, but I don't care enough to like inquire that much about it because it's not anything I'd be interested in doing.
Yeah.
But like whatever, like you get off and it makes you feel like really good that you get a bunch of AR-15s, I guess. But I just don't. My point was always like if you can fire like a lot of rounds at a long distance with a lot of accuracy, that kind of negates everyone else's gun. That's always been my argument. It's not you shouldn't be able to have a gun. It's just that if you like allow that kind of weapon, it negates everyone else's weapon. Because I could have a million AR-15s, but if you're far away and shoot me, and now someone's going to go, they're not that accurate. But if you're from a long distance and shoot me with whatever gun it is, my gun becomes meaningless because now I'm dead or severely wounded, and I couldn't find you anyway. That's my point. And that's the thing that Andy Reid's story immediately I thought about is that you could have armed security all over the place, but if a dude's got a gun and he's just going brrr, like through a building, and then he takes off, what are you going to do about it?
You don't think somebody in the comments section after one of these stories said something about everyone should be armed? You don't think anyone said that?
It's just an argument that right? But it's just like an argument that like logically doesn't make sense. Like if everyone had a handgun, you could logically like go, okay, like people might, you could make a case. I'm not saying it's true or that I believe it, but you could make a case that maybe everyone's safer. I don't know. But like there's nothing you can do about it if like someone's got like an automatic weapon and just sprays your house. Like there's nothing you can do about it.
Someone outside on the street that night at midnight, firing 3 shots into the building. Everyone in the building could have been armed, and it changes nothing.
Right. That's kind of my situation. Is that like and I don't think a handgun doesn't sound like a handgun situation. That sounds more like a sniper rifle situation, if you ask me. Like someone was outside taking shots, like the guy who shot at Trump. The Secret Service couldn't sign the guy. Now I know the Secret Service wasn't trying that; it was a big conspiracy. But say they were, let's just take the chance that they were. Like what are you gonna do? Like you could, he's got more security than anyone on the planet, and they got a guy up on a roof with a high-powered, rifle that you can aim from a very long range. I wouldn't like that. I'd want it to kill me immediately. I don't want it to like hit me and me have to like lose stuff. You put it right through my head and I'd feel bad for my kids. But other than that, no one would miss me.
Oh, Fred, that's not true.
All right. We'll be back. Eddie Trunk will make everyone feel better. We'll have that for you in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more time.
our friend or acquaintance Robert Kelly and Big J Okerson, they do an hour that they replay a couple times. But from 3 to 5, they have a show, the Eddie Trunk Show. Now, why does this fascinate you, Fred? Because this huge company that's traded publicly has decided to give one of their few live slots to a guy that is only talks about hard rock and heavy metal. And hard rock and heavy metal basically stopped being produced in earnest 20 years ago. So, like, he doesn't, like, Nirvana is new. You have to understand this. And Nirvana is classic rock, and Kurt Cobain's been dead since I was in high school. And I'm 50. Like, he's talking about bands from, like, the 70s and 80s, essentially. That's basically what he does. And it's 3 to 5 in the afternoon. This is on. Well, I always wanted to know what was going on in the high school when I was like a little kid in suburban Detroit. All the WRAF kids that wore leather jackets and smoked in the parking lot. I wanted to know what they're up to now. And this show is essentially what they're up to now. But Eddie is not in a position where he thinks that he's just some nickel and dimer. Eddie's very, 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 very proud of himself. He loves jean jackets and wearing shirts with T-shirts under them and unbuttoned. And he loves how important he is in the community. And Adam, what do we have here?
Ain't talking about Trump. What's Eddie Trump talking about? Oh, yeah.
Well, it's as if you you're in tune with Eddie Trunk, Fred, because you get a little bit of that in this clip that we pulled for you. Eddie is going to tell you the story of a charity event that he took part in, a big charity show.
Yeah. The guy gives, believe me.
He does. And essentially getting big-timed by a big-time rock star.
Okay.
And that he is not a fan of. So it will be up to you, Fred, to figure out who Eddie Trunk is talking about.
Oh, okay.
They've been bleeped out. Obviously, we have bleeped out any clues.
Is this from when he went and saw that band with Dave Portnoy from Dream Theater?
No,
because I listened to a lot of that.
So this is the trick about finding audio for this segment is I got to be able to find something that if you heard it was a while ago. So this is from like last summer, early last summer.
Summer, that was when Ozzy was still alive. He was still
right.
There wasn't that sense of grief over the show.
So I wanted to go back because what I don't want to do is pull something and have you immediately figured out because you heard it a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so I'm guessing who big time did
Yes,
here?
you're going to guess who. Yeah. Yes, who is as always, who is Eddie Trunk talking about? So.
Okay, here we go. The great Eddie Trunk.
Elliot Easton from the Cars was supposed to jam with them. He didn't.
Yeah, Elliot Easton. If I had a nickel for every time he was supposed to jam with someone.
The first thing he says is a name drop.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Like if you're naming guys from the Cars, okay, Rick Ocasek, Ben something,
Ben Orr.
and that's it.
That's
Those
it.
are the two guys you can name.
No, not Eddie.
No, Elliot Easton.
Yeah, but you weren't there when they were writing the original stuff. Elliot Easton was all over the place. He had a big bat company, and he still was in the band.
There you go.
Elliot Easton from the Cars was supposed to jam with them. He didn't turn up because he wasn't feeling well. But the guests were Phil X, best known now for, of course, playing in Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, yeah.
Again, you name the members of Bon Jovi. There's John Bon Jovi, there's Richie Sambora, and that's it.
Chico Torres.
Phil X was not in the original lineup of Bon Jovi. I've never heard of Phil X in my life. I could tell you everyone that was in Bon Jovi, the original 5 members. Phil X is not. No.
Now,
not anywhere near it.
Is his name Phil X and X stands for Xavier, or is it like a rapper name like it's Phil-X?
It's just he's illiterate, and that's how he signs
things.
Is it
F-I-L-L-E-X?
He could figure out Phil because it was 4 letters. X just is his last name. Plus, he's in Bon Jovi. You know he's rocking.
And Kenny Aronoff, drummer extraordinaire, were some of the special guests.
Okay. Yeah, John Cougar Mellencamp.
And everybody else for that matter.
If you
Kenny
had
Aronoff played on everyone's
if
records.
you had $1 for every time he talks about Kenny Aronoff, you would have.
You know what?
$1 million.
I didn't know that. I might start listening to Eddie Trunk if had I known he listened about Kenny Aronoff.
Oh yeah. You'll be really pleased. He does it a lot, and it's more interesting every time.
See, I would be interested in that.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Not if he's not saying anything. You wouldn't. Not if just the name is being said.
Oh, Kenny Aronoff doesn't come on the show?
I mean, not every day. I mean, no. I mean, he just says his name a lot.
But he plays a lot of songs that Kenny played on, though, right?
No, he doesn't play music.
Oh, right. That's right.
okay.
No music.
All right.
No license to do so.
The other big guest that was not pre-announced but did turn up and play was none other than, as I hosted the evening.
Oh, so it was the Oasis reunion show.
Once Chevy Metal got up there and started playing.
Yeah, okay, so Chevy Metal's playing.
Oh, this is the LA cover thing, right?
This is the second annual Rock and Roll Rescue charity
Okay,
event.
I have a friend who goes to this.
Okay.
And they love it.
Okay.
It's actually like a real time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
As I hosted the evening, once Chevy Metal got up there and started playing.
Then the writers of Vogue, there was a big scene because there was Ralph Lauren tried to get in, and they had something special planned for him, and they had to blindfold him.
It was maybe like 3-4 songs into their set that walked in. When Brent went on stage, he told me, keep an eye out, it's coming. I'm going to be on stage playing. We got a room for him in the back, and he's going to just get up and do at the end of the night.
All right, so what was the name of the band?
This is a game of
Who am I? You don't know who I am?
This is it's the second annual Rock and Roll Rescue charity event at the Canyon Club in Agora Hills, California.
Oh, it's for charity.
Chevy Metal.
That's for charity.
Agora Hills, very hard to get people out. So they, and who's the band that's playing?
Chevy Metal.
Chevy
playing
Metal.
cover. They're doing rock and roll heavy metal cover songs.
So, and I'm going to screw this up, but I think Chevy Metal is like this rotating group of musicians, and
Phil X.
On any given night.
The guy from the Cars was supposed to be there, but he got
like
sick.
Josh Homme might show up, or Jack Black, or somebody is going to sit in. And,
but they were not there this evening because I have a feeling they would have been mentioned before. Phil X from Bon Jovi.
Kenny Aronoff that's the A-list, though. Come on.
He's bald.
But he goes, let me know when he gets here. So walked in maybe 3 songs into the set, probably about an hour before he was scheduled to go up.
Yeah, but Chevy Metal's playing. You show some respect and get up there.
During a break in between the 2 songs, I went up and told Brent that had arrived, and he said, okay, see what he wants to do. And with that, a woman named Mary Kuznier, who works also on the Wendy Dio charity that I know, came over to me, and she's like,
yeah, I mean, this is like a real power broker. This is someone who just testified in front of Congress about the Dio Foundation. It's a real big mover and shaker in that world, in the world of the Dio Foundation. You might know them
Dio, Sabbath, Rainbow.
Yeah, the Met Gala, for the Dio Foundation. You understand? It's one of these big Hollywood things. Don't worry about it.
And with that, a woman named Mary Kuznier, who works also on the Wendy Dio charity that I know, came over to me, and she's like, Mary's a trip. She's funny. She's awesome. And
yeah, we know, Eddie. All right? We know Mary Kuzman. We read the paper.
Mary's a trip. She's funny. She's awesome. And she's like, he's here, and he says he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know anybody. He doesn't know what's going on. He goes, can you go talk? I said, well, you want me to go talk to him? And she said, yeah. She said, because he's telling me he doesn't know what he's doing and if he's playing, and he's just back there. And I go, oh, okay. I said, I thought it was all sorted, but I'll go talk to him. So with that, I went back into the room that they had kind of sequestered in.
Whoa. So now Eddie's been called in because they're like, Eddie, you're the only guy who can communicate with him. And Eddie's like,
you got to talk him off the ledge.
You're the only guy with a T-shirt on and a shirt over it that's unbuttoned. So that means that you are.
Does Eddie wear the laminate, or does he not need it?
Well, Eddie's face is his laminate, but
Okay.
I have a feeling that he might wear one from like the Blizzard of Oz tour just to let people know he's been around for a while.
All right, because you reach a certain level of notoriety, you're like Scott Zolak, who refuses to wear his credentials into buildings. He's like, no, they should know who I am.
You just know,
and he's lost it.
You just know from the pair of Lees that's just below the top of his ass crack that it's Eddie Trunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw him, and I extended my hand, and I said, hey, instead of shaking my hand, he was fist bumping. Some people do that now. Instead of shaking, they default to fist bump.
Yeah. You meet Eddie Trunk, you shake his effing hand. Who the hell?
Look that man in the eye.
Yeah, look him in the eye and shake his hand. It's Eddie Trunk.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky to get his feces on your hand.
Yeah.
If Eddie Trunk wipes his ass with his hand, you take there, put it in, smear it on your face.
Okay.
You're lucky that you have it on you. You've just been blessed.
And he says to me,
She's mute.
Oh.
That's the real trick. He didn't know he was mute.
and he says to me, I thought he said to me, "Who are you?" And I just looked at him. I go, "Who am I? You don't know who I am?" I mean, remember, I've interviewed this guy, known this guy a long time, even though we're not in touch.
It was the Pope. If you didn't know.
So, okay, your first answer is
the Pope.
The new Pope.
Yeah. The new Pope.
Okay,
Who he talked to several times when he was a Chicago guy. He was in Enough's Enough, if you didn't know.
I go, "You're asking me who I said, you don't know who I am?" He goes, No. He goes, "I mean, what are you doing here?" He didn't say it in a nasty way. He just was, in that authoritative, and I said, "I'm hosting this." And he goes, "Oh." I said, "Brent, who's in your band now, is one of my best friends." And he goes, "Oh, sorry to hear that." Just in mode.
Yeah, ball busting.
And how would you not know Eddie Trunk is there to host it? Obviously, that's the most important thing. If Eddie Trunk's not there...
how else did they get him to agree to do this?
Yeah, no, and also, how else... Why do you think people are here? It's Eddie's sweet banter between the bands that keeps people there. I mean, Eddie's... No. So you mean the charity's just laying out a seven-figure deal to get Eddie in there, and he's there for no reason? You don't know who I am? First with the fist bump, and now with why am I here?
I have two.
I'm Eddie effing Trunk.
I have two guesses right now.
Okay.
I have nothing. Well, Brent's in the band, which is it's not Brent Michaels, and so because I don't think that Brent Michaels.
No,
because it's not like CeCe or Bobby Dahl or Ricky Rocket's going to act this way towards him.
I think
Ricky Rocket's on the show a lot.
I think it's either Paul McCartney or Yo-Yo Ma.
Is this an old story? Is it Prince?
No, this is someone who was
Phil X.
This is someone who was
Phil
alive.
X was in the band with Vanity.
Yeah.
Phil X was in Vanity 6.
Oh, did Sex Shooter, did he? That's good.
Yeah, he wrote Sex Shooter. It was originally for Kiss.
Yeah.
With kind of a guard up, if you will. Again, I don't need to overly engage with anybody. I don't need everybody to be my friend. I've got 98% of people who are musicians are more than generous and kind to me and appreciative of me.
Yeah, 98% of all musicians. I mean, you should see this guy when he goes in the Philharmonic. Dudes have been known to just drop their violins. Go, Eddie! They're like, "Eddie, we told you to come in before the show."
So I don't need the validation from Eddie.
No, Eddie doesn't need your validation.
No.
Look at the record. Eddie was there. Look, you think Chips Enough comes on everyone's show? Chips Enough's on this. He could get him whenever he wanted to. He's part of the Ronnie Dio Foundation, you stupid idiots.
So I don't need the validation from it. I mean, I appreciate it. I really, it's all good. So I'm like, okay. I said, "So you're good?" He goes, "Yeah." He said, "So you're hosting this?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm helping out." And he goes, "I don't need or want any intro of any kind. I will just walk out." No problem. And with that, I left.
Whoa, that's a story.
He walked in, talked to the guy, and left.
Now let's take 5 hours of phone calls about people that are flummoxed by the idea that this guy didn't want a nobody introducing him. God, this show's awesome. I'm sorry no one else cares about this but me, but I find it absolutely fascinating.
Is that it? Is that all the audio?
That's the audio.
Okay, well, we need hints then.
Okay, so this is a living legend, big time rock star. The Brent that he refers to is Brent Fitz, who has drummed for everybody and has drummed for this guy's, not as the band that you know for him, but his solo, that he's done some solo work. So, and this is the kind of guy.
I mean, that could be anybody. The Rolling Stones.
This is the kind of guy. This is the kind of guy that you would expect to show up early, bitch about not knowing what's going on.
Blackie Lawless.
Have someone come in and say, "Hey, do you need anything?" And then go,
Don Dokken?
"No." I'm fine. No, everything's fine. Who are you again? And to big time.
Okay, Don Dawkin.
It's not Don Dawkin.
Ooh, okay. Is it Stephen Piercy?
It is not Stephen Piercy.
Is it okay?
Sammy Hagar.
No,
you kidding me?
Can you turn his mic off? They're best buds. Is it? Oh boy. Okay, let's go. Is it Tammy Down? Okay, let's keep going. Is it all right? Is it someone from Kicks? Is it the singer of Saxon?
Hold on. Will I know who this person is?
You absolutely will know who this person is.
Well, you should know.
Yes, John will know.
Tom
who this person
Kiefer from
is.
Cinderella.
Whoa.
Yes.
Is it Jeff LeBon from Cinderella?
I'll know this guy.
Yes.
Is it Lou Graham from Foreigner?
No.
No, Lou's a good friend, and he's sick. You don't listen to the show, obviously, at all. Okay. All right. No, I don't. I want to do this forever. Is it Jizzy Pearl from Love Hate?
It is not. Blackout in the Red Room is a good song.
Blackout in the Red Room?
Yeah, it was by Love Hate.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, it's a
good
one.
call.
Yeah,
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Is it
Blackout in the Red Room is the actual chorus.
Is it Michael Stipe? I have a feeling.
From yeah, is it someone from Stryper? But I hear he's nice. Oh, Michael Stipe from R.E.M. Oh, I meant Michael Sweet. Is it Michael Sweet from Stryper? But I hear he's a good guy.
Is it Matthew Sweet?
Is it going to disappoint me that he's not nice? Is it someone that I think is nice? Is it never meet your hero situation?
No.
Have I met him before? Has he bust my table? Which Applebee's does he work at?
You know what? You might have you.
Have I done community service with him?
Met or interviewed him? You might have.
Does he work closely with the Dio Foundation?
No.
Was he in Fastway? Is it Fast Eddie Clark?
No, it is not.
Was it the guy from Fastball?
No, it is not.
No, Eddie doesn't know who they are.
You want to make a real guess?
No, I'm making real guesses. I have no idea. And I'm not Axl Rose.
Much. You're getting in now. You're in the right stratosphere.
Oh.
Okay. Someone who's like difficult, like Axl Rose. We don't have a lot of time. Let's give it 30 seconds. Difficult, like Axl Rose. He's a big guy.
He's one of the biggest metal people of all time. But biggest hard rock people of all time.
Jeff Tate from Queensryche.
No.
Brett Michaels.
No.
It's Brett Michaels, a good guy.
Yeah.
That's in seriousness too. Brett Michaels is a really good guy. He is.
Yeah.
Shame on me.
Yeah.
I told you stories about him being a good guy.
I know.
5 seconds.
What a
one more
mensch
guess.
he was. I apologize to you and Brett.
Well, it's no one from Def Leppard.
No.
It's Vince Neil.
No.
All right, we give up.
Gene Simmons.
I was gonna say Gene Simmons.
Well, you should have said Gene Simmons.
Wow.
Big
Boy. Gene, more people are there to see Eddie than you. And good for Gene being at the cover band extravaganza in Laguna Beach,
Who am I?
California.
You don't know who I am?
Yeah, Gene. Nice career, Gene.
Yeah.
Keep talking down to Eddie and see how it goes from here. Dumbass.
What did you expect?
All right. Thank you.
That's really disappointing. Eddie and Gene square off in a fame off. I don't know who to tell you. All right. Well, at least Jeff X was there and was nice to Eddie. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, those scamps. They'll be right back on the Sports Hub.
back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think this is a unique space, the way you're able to set this up and kind of the fans' engagement. That's been really awesome to see, just how many people are here and want to consume the product, and so there's really been some good energy there. I think every year the excitement of camp and the real start to the roster building and the competition for spots, it's always an exciting time.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Christopher Price, our friend, is the Patriots beat writer for the Boston Globe. He's kind enough to join us. Hi, Christopher.
Hey, Fred. How you doing, man?
I'm well. Thank you so much for joining us. Nice hearing you. Tonight, of course, is the final preseason game.
The big, massive matchup between the Patriots and New York Giants on national
Super Bowl 42 rematch.
I just saying, on national television.
So
tonight.
Zolak's doing radio. He was pretty psyched about it.
Yeah, I know. Couldn't say enough good things.
He was
about
pretty
this
hyped about the whole thing. And he's got to come back and do the show tomorrow, I take it. I think he does.
Well,
have
you
to come
take
back
the
and do
team
show.
plane back, you should be back in plenty of time.
Well, if Burt pitches about getting in at midnight, I mean, they're not going to get in until
Those guys,
2 in the morning.
For years, though, they've had some weird deal worked out where they don't have to work
Zo's off tomorrow.
like day of or day after preseason games.
Oh, preseason games.
So.
Okay. Well, regular season he does.
Yes.
Which I always found odd, and I always told him to ask to get it off, but it doesn't matter. All right, Chris, our starters going to play tonight?
I think you're going to see maybe a couple of starters, but for the most part, the goal is there are two things here. The goal tonight, first of all, nobody gets hurt. And second of all, the guys who are on the bubble, there's a handful of guys, maybe 10, 12 guys who are probably playing for 5 or 6 spots. And this is their last best chance to make their case to make this roster. But overall, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of starters tonight.
Is May going to play?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let me ask you about that. If you were coach, would you play May?
No.
Okay, why? Other than not getting hurt.
There's very little value. You know what you have with him. And the one argument that I would make for playing Drake May is that he has not had much in-game work with some of the receivers at the back end of that depth chart, namely Efton Chisholm III. Chisholm has obviously done very well over the course of the spring and summer, but he hasn't had any reps, at least in game, with Drake May. So maybe you could make a case that some of those guys, again, you know, the Jack Westovers of the world, the bubble guys, the back end of the roster guys haven't had much of a shot with May. But other than that, I don't think there's any reason to play him tonight.
Okay, can I just make an argument to why you would play him?
Yeah.
I have two. One is he didn't have success last week, and two is I know that they have these scrimmages with other team joint practices with other teams. I can never think of the name of it. Joint practices with other teams, but you still can't hit the quarterback in those. Do you think there's any value of getting a guy out there? Look, say he drops back 7 times in the game, which is generally what they do, right? They usually 7 or 8 passes in a game if they play a couple series. Do you think that there's value of just being in and, you have a week and a half until the next game and just getting in with the chance of being hit? Ideally, you're not getting hit. Maybe you just run stuff that he just dumps it off, but it's like facing live bullets. Or do you think that's overrated? Be honest. It just is a question that I have.
Yeah, I think there's something to that, but I think that's a little bit overrated because, again, theoretically, like you said, you hope he doesn't get hit. You keep your fingers crossed he doesn't get hit. But if he does get hit and he doesn't, rolls the wrong way, we saw it last year as a rookie where he took a couple of shots and was out for a while. And so I think that he's better at that. I think he's better at protecting his body. I think he's grown when it comes to his work within the pocket and kind of sensing pressure and stuff. But I still wouldn't do it.
Because I would take it forget it. I'm arguing too much about it, but I would take it the Giants with the strength of their defensive line aren't playing any starters on the defensive line. I would have to imagine there's no way they do because that's the strength of their team, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Their defensive line. Right.
And look, we saw last week as well, and part of that was the lead up to the joint practices. The Vikings didn't play any starters on the other side of the ball.
Right. And so I'd just be like, don't run we're just going to run stuff where you're just getting rid of the ball. Maybe then it doesn't make sense. I guess I'm arguing against my own point. It's just I just find it interesting that they have preseason games at all. Because there's Christopher, this has just been interesting to me too. Is like Christian Gonzalez hasn't been practicing, and we ask people, what do you think? And they're like, well, like he's kind of in bubble wrap right now, which I understand.
It's Justin Jefferson with the Vikings. He strained his hamstring. He took 4 weeks off.
And I understand that. Believe me, I completely understand that, and I wouldn't play him either. But then my argument, Chris, would be every time I see a guy of importance get hurt in camp, not in a game, but in camp, I'm like, then why is anyone playing? That's good. Because if Christian Gonzalez doesn't have to play, there's guys that are, as important to the team as Christian Gonzalez, not as good as him maybe, but guys that are as important, like why are they playing? Like there's defensive players you need. Why is like the tackle you just played, you just got in free agency. What's the kid's name from the Eagles? The big
Williams.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah,
Milton Williams. Yeah, like why is Milton Williams playing? You understand what I'm saying? If it's not necessarily one guy,
part of it is the position to have a high contact position. Let's just call it that. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman. You need to be able to kind of, as they said before, kind of callous up a little bit and hit and get hit and go through that process. If you're Christian Gonzalez, you don't need to do all of that. You don't need to worry about all that. You can just, as long as you're in, football shape, I guess, for lack of a better term, you can get out there and you can do your job come week one. So again, part of it's relying on the position. I think the same thing is true for wide receivers, guys who are on the boundary. You don't necessarily need all of those game reps to get kind of ready for the season.
All right, let's talk about the wide receivers a little bit because across the board, there are no sure things. You're not sure how healthy Diggs is. You don't know about Booty, even though he's been good, and Pop Douglas is fun. But, I'm worried about guys like Kyle Williams, who took a big hit last week, and we haven't seen him since. And Chisholm's a nice little story, but we haven't seen him since either.
Yeah, this is you're going to have 6 guys. You're going to have 6 wide receivers going to the regular season. This is where we are right now, maybe with a possibility of a 7th. I don't think that's very likely, at least at this point. But Javon Baker's one of those guys who kind of, the pendulum swings back and forth on him. And a lot of that has to do with his special teams value, kind of his burgeoning special teams value. But he's one of those guys who needs to play well tonight and in the next couple of days to guarantee a roster spot. You're going to have 6 guys. Diggs, Mac Hollins, who I think is going to be pretty good and pretty important part of this offense. Pop Douglas, Kyle Williams, if he's healthy. And then you have Chisholm and Booty. And so that's where you are with that group. I think Diggs has looked good in practice, but he's no sure thing, to your point, come week 1.
Is Chisholm getting enough or getting reps with Drake May at practices? Because, he's, popped in the last game, but it was with, what's his name, Dobbs on the field with him. So are they getting some time to build some chemistry and some timing?
That's the one thing, Hardy, about the Efton Chisholm story that kind of gives me a little bit of pause, and I kind of hinted at it before. I would love to be able to see him get reps. He's got some reps in the joint practices and a little bit in practice, but seeing Efton Chisholm run consistently with the ones, that's going to be the big question. We've seen a lot of guys pop in the summertime with the 2s and the 3s, but when they get to week 1 of the regular season, they're a little bit overwhelmed by the game speed. I think Chisholm has done very well with his opportunities so far. The 2 games we've seen him in, he's done excellent work, body strength, control, route running, all that. I just want to see him kind of take it to the next level by getting more and more reps with the ones.
Yeah, I would like to see that too, especially, as you rattle off the receivers. Diggs is by no means a sure thing that he's going to be able to, go in there and contribute right away. And after that, it's just a lot of conversation.
Just a bunch of guys.
It's just
a bunch of guys.
I mean,
you don't know what you're going to get.
I feel okay about Pop Douglas. But
okay.
I mean, beyond that, let's get Chisholm some work with the ones and see if he's going to be able to contribute too. Because beyond Diggs, which is a question mark unto itself, who knows?
Look, Hardy, I'll agree with you, and I'll add this point. I think Hollins is going to be a really important part of what they want to get done offensively.
Okay.
Hollins is a big body receiver who's really worked to impress over the course of the spring and the summer, not just on the field, off the field. He kind of replaces a lot of that, relentless optimism that Kendrick Bourne brought to this team the last couple of years. And so I think he's going to be important to what they want to get done. I think he has shown himself to be a dependable target for Drake May with the ones. He's also worked very well with Dobbs in the twos. I'm not saying he's going to the Pro Bowl this year, but I think he's going to open some eyes.
Okay.
right.
And as the offensive line goes, is there anything to figure out tonight? Or they're all going to sit?
Yeah, well, the left guard, Fred, is the position to kind of keep an eye on tonight. That's the one job that I think is still kind of up in the air.
Can I ask you a question about that? When did that all swing? Because for a lot of camp, it was just like this kid, this rookie is lighting it up, and that's at least what I was understanding about it.
Yeah.
When did that all shift?
Yeah, Jared Wilson, really the first couple of weeks of camp, showed himself to be an NFL-ready offensive lineman at that left guard spot, and we all kind of thought that debate was over. He said he tweaked an ankle at some point, and so I don't know if that was just the coaching staff wanting to look at some other guys, or that was a serious thing with him. But that's a position that really bears watching. It could go any number of ways. Ben Brown, Jared Wilson, or Cole Strange. Cole Strange is one of those handful of guys who's kind of a holdover from the Belichick era. You put Anthony Jennings in that mix as well, and Bourne and Tavai, who's kind of fighting for a job at this point. So he's part of that conversation at left guard. That's the one you want to watch tonight. If you're looking at the offensive line, who gets the majority of reps there at that position?
Okay. All right. Well, are you interested in tonight, or do you just want the season to start?
No, I'm interested tonight. I'm actually, once I get off once we finish here, I'm going to hop in the Madden Cruiser and drive down to North Jersey. So I'm all in tonight. I think it's important too, Fred, when you look at this game, there are guys tonight who are going to be playing their last professional football.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to
get
cut.
it.
Yeah. They're going to go open a tire business or something, and they're going to put their jersey up on the wall, and they're going to say, I was in camp with Drake May for 3 weeks, and they're going to be able to dine out on that for, the rest of their lives. So I want to make sure that, I don't want to say we honor that, but we remember that these guys are playing some of the last football of their lives, and, just kind of looking to start a new chapter of their life come Tuesday or Wednesday when cutdowns come.
It's funny, like we all crap on those guys, like, oh, well, they're just these preseason guys. And it's like, well, yeah, but you were excited you made your high school team.
Yes.
These guys were good enough in college to get a shot. Like, it's just weird to put in. When you have your own kids, it's like kind of weird to like go, like, oh, yeah, well, it's just a bunch of scrubs. Like, now it doesn't matter for the season. But, yeah, when you think of the accomplishment of, like, I actually played in a preseason NFL game, so that means you were one of the best, theoretically, one of the best college football players in the world. And
Chisholm said it the other day after, I think, the first game. He said, we're the 1% of the 1%.
Right, exactly.
And so there's something to that. And, again, I want to make sure that I keep that in mind when it comes to covering tonight's game.
Well, that's good. Well, that's nice of you. All right. Thank you, Christopher. We appreciate it as always.
Take care, guys. Talk soon.
All right, read them in the Globe. We'll be right back. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots will indeed visit the New York Giants tonight in their final preseason game of the summer. We'll have the pregame at 5 o'clock, and Bob Sosi and Scott Zolak will follow with the kickoff at 8 o'clock. Right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. The Athletic and others are reporting the Giants have discussed safety Kyle Duggar and edge rusher Anthony Jennings in possible trades, but Duggar's contract is a serious stumbling block to getting a deal done. A couple of trades in the National Football League yesterday. Jets got defensive tackle Harrison Phillips and a 7th rounder from Minnesota for 2 6th-round selections, and the Red Sox had last night off. They visit the Yankees tonight in the opener of a pretty important 4-game series. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Cortica, Massachusetts' leading autism care team, offering immediate diagnosis and therapies for toddlers and preschoolers. Learn how Cortica can support your child's autism care journey at corticacare.com. That's corticacare.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way.
310-985 to qualify for the truck. Contest rules and info on how to enter at 985thesportshub.com. It's just interesting. Look, once you're playing major college football and you're now, especially with the NIL, and I got some. First of all, that kid that is from here that's going to BYU,
AJ
DeBonsa, his father texts me on a fairly regular basis.
Oh, really?
Yes. There was a Dairy Queen that said, congratulations to AJ DeBonsa, and he sent me the picture of it.
Our friend Jeff Goodman put a number to that money.
That's what I was about to say. He's making $7 million.
Yes.
So guess what, kid? You're fair game. So, but it is funny that we'll go something like, like BC sucks. Like BC football sucks. Like they can only win 7 games and like they suck. And it's just different when you have a kid that plays sports and you just see how the talent level shrinks. And then even like in high school, it just shrinks into these like few kids. And then the kids, football's a little bit different because the rosters are so big, but like basketball, for instance, you'll go like Duquesne sucks. Or even Bryant sucks. Like, we'll tease you about that. But, like, the kid, first of all, look at the size of the Bryant team. But the pool of talent to get a scholarship to a D1 school is so small and requires so much effort. So we do that. And then you go, well, these guys playing in these preseason games. And again, I don't care enough to watch. But, I'm not going to watch very much of the game tonight. Is that but to crap on them they're like nobody's like once the season starts, yes, you're a professional athlete, your job is to win. If you're not winning, that's fair game. But this notion that these guys are losers is kind of interesting because I was always dismissive like that because I never wanted to play professional sports or wanted to play college sports. It was never a goal of mine. So I was plenty happy for my career to end. Albion and Adrian expressed interest. I couldn't believe it when I went into Adrian Alma College. I went in for a visit, and they brought the baseball coach in, and I wasn't very even good in high school. And the guy's like, hey, saw that you played at North Farmington and at Country Day. I was wondering, would you be interested in playing? Now, he was not offering a scholarship. And I was like, huh? No? What's going on? Why? It's a D3 school, but I'm like, why? Why would you want me to play baseball for you? But anyway, but it is when you do have a child that's wants to play college sports, to see that, the attrition that happens from, when they're little until they're teens, and then when they get later in the teens, and then the amount of work those kids put in, it's insane. So I do have a lot of respect for the guys that are playing tonight. Now, once the season starts, you're a professional athlete, and, you're going to get your crap, and that's part of the job. And, your job is to win football games and people pay a lot of money to see you. And now with college, especially that they're getting paid, getting Lamborghinis and stuff, fair game.
Yep.
But it is interesting that Christopher Price brought it up. These guys, be kind of cool if you met someone that's like, yeah, I was on the Patriots. You're like, yeah, and then it was like, yeah, I got cut in the preseason. But it's still oh wow, good. It's good for you. That's it's interesting. Interesting the way that we look at things. All right, when we come back, there is a article that Ben Volen talked to Bill Belichick. Not a lot in it, but there is some stuff to talk about. Dave Richard makes his first appearance. Our friend Dave Richard, who John and I were talking about, I think he's been with us on the Sports Hub longer than any other guest that we have, and he is always great about coming on. He will come on, and but first, everyone's favorite segment, it's Hardy's segment because he's always looking for these things. Live free or buy. We will have that free in just a moment.
sports fan, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots flew to New York yesterday. They visit the Giants tonight in their final exhibition game of the season. We'll have the pregame at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then the kickoff with Bob Sosey and Scott Zolak at 8 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. The Athletic and others are reporting, although the team has discussed both safety Kyle Duggar and edge rusher Anthony Jennings in possible trades, Duggar's contract is a problem. The New York Jets made 2 deals yesterday. They got defensive lineman Harrison Phillips and a 7th-round pick from Minnesota for a pair of 6th-round selections, and defensive lineman Jawan Briggs and a 7th-rounder from Cleveland for a 6th-rounder. Kansas City also dealt wideout Sky Moore and a 7th-round pick to San Francisco for a 6th-round pick. According to a report from Sports Illustrated in Las Vegas, the Patriots' Week 1 opponent, the Raiders, are believed by at least one NFL executive to be the front-runner to make a trade for Cincinnati's Trey Hendrickson. And the Red Sox had last night off. They visit the Yankees tonight in the opener of a 4-game series. Yankees won again last night. They lead the Red Sox by a game and a half at the top wild card spot in the American League. The Red Sox also announced Marcelo Meyer underwent season-ending wrist surgery yesterday. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Colossal Lobster Rolls at the 99. Choose hot, buttered, or traditional, both built to the hilt with chunks of North Atlantic lobster served with fries or coleslaw. You gotta love the 9s. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
New England plays here.
Down the right side, there's a separation. Touchdown pass. Yes. Perfect dive from Drake May.
98.5 The Sports Hub. Toucher and Hardy.
Such an fantastic explosion.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Oh, well. Who's giving away crap in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. Or who's trying to sell crap in your neighborhood? It's time for Live Free or Buy.
Hi, we're Toucher and Hardy, and you can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. We don't have bots to do it, so we need people, which I guess is our integrity is killing us. All right, what is Live Free or Buy? Hardy, explain.
Well, there are many websites out there, Fred, for neighborhood folks to kind of meet up, talk about things going on. Could be a road closure, could be a fireworks display, could be a garage sale going on, or it could be people just selling things. Now, we all know about Facebook Marketplace, but there are many dedicated apps and sites just for selling or giving away things. I have a list of items here. You have to tell me whether they are for sale or if they're being given away for free. If they are for sale, you need to guess the price. Okay? All right? So we're going to begin with an item available to you right now. If you live in Wollaston, you can have 3 bags of senior cat litter. Now, what makes cat litter specific to the cat's age? Adam 12, maybe you could enlighten us?
I'm guessing that as a cat gets older, its pee smells worse, so we need
No, not true.
Yes, please continue.
No. 2 is the ultimate age for stench. It has to hold diarrhea.
3 bags of senior cat litter.
Kitty, puss, kitty.
Maybe it's for Spanish cats. Senor, maybe it's Senor later. Maybe it's just a brand.
The person said they used to have a cat, but the cat passed around 2 years ago due to arthritis and neurological disease. So there's a bit of a sob story involved here.
Well, you kept the. First of all, I like that they diagnosed why the cat died.
Yes, it's important information in the posting here.
Well, no, and also that an autopsy was done, and that they could really dig into what was going on there. I wonder what that caused. These vets, man. They got you by the hook. I know girls that have spent, I can't tell you how much money on these dogs.
I told a neighbor,
teeth fixed.
I told a neighbor of mine the other day because they've been thinking about getting a dog, and their kids are coming over to our yard multiple times a week to play with a dog, which is great. Dog loves it, but they want a dog. And he asked me, he's like, kind of expensive though. Like, what do you spend, for food? And I said, the food and the treats, you don't really think about that. I said, it's those vet visits that, back in the day, you'd go and spend $60-$80 for the annual. I'm like, oh no. It's hundreds.
Yeah.
It's hundreds.
Multiple hundreds.
Every time you walk in the door.
Yep.
Multiple hundreds.
It's hard
of
to find a
dollars.
good vet these days.
Yeah.
And also, if you get a dog, I mean, that dog of mine occupies active time at least 2 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
Of active time. Active time outside. Like, that dog needs to be outside. It needs to be unleashed outside. Like, it needs, you should have seen it running. I mean, I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. It just needs, it's just like, it's insane. He's insane. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I got to ask Adam if I should. Zoe wants me to put this video up of her and the dog, but I'm going to have to show it to you.
We show. Yes, you should.
And she has to voice something over for Nicholas. I'm aware of Nicholas.
3 bags of senior cat litter. The cat passed due to arthritis and neurological disease.
I'm going to say it costs
or
money
for sale?
because this is, and they're unopened. So this is something actually of value, and they give you why the cat died. Now, this could go either way. They tell you why the cat died because they want you to come over and talk about it and express grief and sympathy. But I'm guessing it costs money. And I would charge money.
How long has it been since the cat died?
2 years.
Okay. I would have said if they were selling the cat food like a couple of months
That would be
after
cruel.
litter, they would have sold it.
That would be
but-
cruel. No, they didn't have the wherewithal to do it. They're finally getting to that stage of the grieving process.
But now we're in a situation where the food's in the garage. They want to get rid of it.
It's
They want
litter.
rooms.
You can't eat
the
litter. These birds eat anything.
The litter.
They don't care.
It's in the garage.
They eat the feces is what they do.
They're in the garage. It's taking up room. I just want to get it out of here. I bet you they're giving it away.
No.
3 bags of senior cat litter free. Well done, John
Thank
Wallach,
you.
my friend.
I'd go pick that up.
Following through on your promise there. Real good.
I don't have a senior cat. I have a cat that, unless the litter box is immaculate, dumps on the floor.
Let's go with something that everybody needs these days, the Garmin GPS 12XL handheld personal GPS. Now, how else do you get around these days? With that phone that's in your pocket that has pinpoint GPS, you can walk the streets of any town USA, know exactly where you are,
right.
Have the information of the store right there in front of you, click on it, order things, all that stuff. The Garmin GPS 12XL handheld personal GPS allows you to carry a secondary device that can do what your phone already does. Is this for sale? Or is this being given away for free?
Well, apparently I have a friend who has a very expensive sports car, and another friend of mine wrote in it, and there's all kinds of fuzzbusters in it still. Like, apparently
You got
there's...
Cobra?
Like, apparently...
He's got the passport?
He's convinced that he has, like real fuzzbusters, like, in his car. Like, if you don't know what a fuzzbuster is, when we were in our 20s, John 30s, there were these... maybe teens, there were these machines that were supposed to alert you if a radar gun was on your car, and they've been proven, I believe, to be inaccurate.
I don't know that. I don't know anyone who has one.
But I think this guy's got like thousands of dollars worth of
Okay.
like, police protection. If you're dumb enough to even like take a picture of this thing and put it up, you want money.
2 photos.
Yeah, you want money.
Definitely he wants money.
Okay, so you boys are absolutely right. How much is the Garmin GPS 12XL handheld personal GPS going for?
$49.99.
I was going to say 50. I'll say higher. I'll say 75 now.
$75. John Wallach on the button.
Because this is something John would do.
I had one a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I had Garmin. Everyone did.
Head on over to Alston if you want that.
It's Robbie Road steamer.
Tall tree for removal. Large tree available for removal from front yard.
What? He's asking you to come with a chainsaw and cut it down? That's what that is?
A little bit of a wrench being thrown in here. Are they looking for a price or they want it done for free?
Well, if it's hardy, you're asking for a price because hey, I need a tree taken down.
Are they offering money to someone to come take the tree down, or they want it done?
I think I know the angle
free?
here, Hardy. I think they want you to take the tree down for free, but you get to keep the tree and keep the lumber and keep it as firewood.
Yeah,
that's
he
what
knows.
I think the angle is. That's a big thing up in Maine.
Yeah,
It's
this is a big thing with the homeless.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
build a shelter out of it.
Yeah, one tree could take him through a whole winter.
Yeah.
Add him through a whole winter.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, there you go.
You can take a tree down for free. It will cost you nothing.
Yeah, you take down for free, you get to keep it.
Yeah, I mean this Adam. Adam needs to store all kinds of wood. What else is he going to?
Did they tell you what kind of wood it is, Hardy?
No,
just out of curiosity. No,
tree.
so you don't even know
It's
if
a
it's like
picture of a
good
tree.
burning wood.
No.
It's just
No.
okay.
No, whatever you're going to burn
Good
in
maple or oak or something.
in the abandoned house in the living room.
Let's go back to the electronics here. The HP 12C financial calculator with owner's handbook. Now, once again, this is something that you have on your phone, and forget
Not
the
a financial calculator.
Forget about the calculator. Well, is there a financial calculator app that you could download on the phone? Certainly, probably hundreds of them. But this is a separate device that you can carry around in your pocket, perhaps in your briefcase.
It's the Squawk Box 500. I understand what it is. It gives you, I understand what a financial calculator is.
Well, I don't. This is a working HP 12C financial calculator.
Texas Instruments, or what are we talking about?
No, it's HP. It's Hewlett-Packard, dumbass.
Well, is that a subsidiary of Texas Instruments?
No, it's a separate company. It's got the handbook, and it's got a problem-solving guide and a case.
The problem-solving guide is my noodle. That's the only problem-solving guide I need. All right, I like that they kept the materials with it. That sounds like they're trying to entice you into giving them a little cashola.
The extra.
And I mean, a lot of these like Buffett types, they love vintage calculators.
They do.
It's
like Tom Hanks and his typewriters.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I went into Fidelity the other day, and they had a guy. He just had a big collection of the old ones with tape. He's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I get a kick out of them.
How much? You boys correctly identified this is for sale, the HP 12C financial calculator with owner's handbook. How much?
$39.99.
I'll go less. I'll say 20.
I'm going to give it to John closest without going over. $25 for that calculator.
Interesting.
It's a short drive.
I just don't understand. With the way things cost now, why $25 would motivate you to put any work into something to receive $25.
Well, Fred, I'm glad you brought that up because there's a new category I found called discounted items. Now, these things cost a certain amount when they were first listed, but now they've been discounted either in price or now they are being given away. So, what is
so they've been on the market for a while, and now it's time to sell. It's like Fast Eddies. Okay.
For instance.
Crazy Eddies.
Insane.
Green worry beads. Now, this is a string of green beads on, it looks like
I'm worried they're not going to come out. I'm worried you're going to break the string. I can't pass them. The last time you did this, I had to go get them removed.
Handcrafted green beads.
Yank them out when I say.
On a black cord.
Treat me like a lawnmower.
They were listed for $12. How much do they cost now?
Now, they're worry beads. So, like, if you're worried, you play with them? They take you like a meditative thing?
I think it's like a rosary bead type of situation. You just kind of like stroke these beads.
Yeah, so like
worry about stuff.
Now this person is finally been medicated correctly, and they can move on from these beads.
Yeah, there's good health care in Weymouth, and that's where this is located.
Okay, so they've had enough of the worry. They've
no longer $12. It'll cost you what now?
The Librium is now finally taking effect. I'm going to say that the worry beads, are they vintage?
No, but they are handcrafted.
Have they been blessed by anyone, a Haitian voodoo doctor or anything?
No, and these are not kosher either, from what my understanding.
Oh, it's not. Okay, it's not the Kabbalah. All right, I am guessing that they want $9.99.
I say it's slash and burn $5.
How about free? Absolutely free.
You see the little okey doke there?
Worry not. Worry not. All right, we have crutches, binders, an indoor fairy light set, a magnetic strips.
Hello!
And a
is this being sold in San Francisco?
And a kid's art easel. These are all things from the kid who maybe had an injury. So the indoor fairy lights, the magnetic strips.
Did they explain how this person died?
The kid's art easel and the crutches. All listed
kids
together.
Art easel, crutches, and what else?
Fairy lights.
What are fairy lights?
Like lights you would string up like around a bedroom.
Oh, explain further. What are the lights I would string up around my bedroom?
Well,
my two?
Like a string of lights. Think of like Christmas lights, but these are fairy lights. They're
Now, for what pagan holiday is this for?
No, this is for ambiance. This is just to have
Something to go with the tapestry and the Bob Marley legend poster?
It's for whimsy. The sheer whimsy of the fairy lights.
I mean, oftentimes I've tried to create a vibe for women when they get into my room, and it involves many strings of lights.
Yes. See, and a stereo system.
Yeah, playing the finest in soul.
This is a bundle, okay? The crutches, the binders, the fairy lights, the magnetic strips.
Now, the binders are 3-ring binders?
Yes.
Do they contain any information?
They appear to be empty. There's only one photograph.
There's no spells or any kind of cooking instructions?
I don't think there are any recipes or manifestos contained within the binders.
Oh, no secrets of government control that we're unaware of?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. I'm guessing that is being sold for $4.99.
I'll say $15.
The entire package. Free! Come get your crutches, your fairy lights, your binders, your magnetic strips, and your easel.
We were led to believe there was a price tag on this when discounted. Now that's back to back. There has been no price tag.
Well, no, but the thing is that that's a bundle that has no coherence to it. I mean, that's not like you're injured bundle, or it's not a 3-ring binder bundle with a 3-hole punch included. I wonder if you can get there and you can negotiate. Pick up some more stuff around the house.
I'll take all this off your hands, but what else are you going to give me?
Yeah, you open up the refrigerator and you're like, I'll take this. I'll take this chicken.
Star Wars Imperial Stormtrooper helmet.
Well, it's not free. I will give you all the money in my wallet if it's free.
Hasbro Star Wars Imperial Stormtrooper.
Is he still in the box?
Store now price is $5 more than what this person is selling.
Okay, so buy it now. They always ask for more because they will accept offers. That's a hint for you on eBay. I am going to say that they are asking for $75.
It's a good guess.
I say a little less. I'll say $55.
John. My friend, you're wrong. $120.
Oh, my God.
Buy it now price on eBay is $125.99.
Yeah, you get that. You'll get that for $95.
Jeez.
I didn't play that. That's 12 telling us we got to go.
No, we got to go. I understand. All right, when we come back, our good friend Dave Richard will join us. As fantasy drafts should be at least in the conversation. They're usually around Labor Day. So we will have all of that information for you in just a moment.
You're listening to Touch Your...
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, and this is the unreleased Souls of Mischief song, Cab Fare, which this clip was not cleared. What's this guy's name? Something James. His music was sampled over and over. Nautilus or something was the name of his album. Bob James is the guy's name. And they would not clear this sample, so this was never released. Dave Richard is the fantasy football guru at CBS Sports. There are 3 ways to link up with Dave Richard and his fantasy football advice. He's on Twitter at Dave Richard, and he talks back to you. He's live on YouTube every morning by searching for Fantasy Football Today, and 3 times per week on Fantasy Football Today on the CBS Sports Network. You can check local listings. Dave Richard, oh, you're back, baby. That means things are going to get a lot easier around here.
It means football season is coming, baby.
And that's why things get a lot easier. Yeah.
It's good to hear your voice, Hardy. It's going to be good to hear yours. You're going to be mad at me, guys. I was in your neck of the woods a little
Dan
more
Roach.
than a week ago.
Yeah, you were Dan Roach. Yeah. He texted me.
I was hanging out with Roachy, and we were at the Patriots practice against the Commanders.
Yeah, he texted me, and he goes, I'm with Dave.
Took a big picture, posted it online.
And he texted me. He goes, look who I'm with. And I'm like, Dave Richard. And I'm like...
And Fred grabbed his credential and raced right down to Foxborough to join you guys, right?
It was the one day I wasn't there. It was weird. It was the one day I wasn't in practice. Now, did Dan at least tell you I said hello?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And I ever since then, I've been waiting to talk to you to tell you that Roachy's just a great guy, and you already know this, and everybody already knows this. Yeah. An interesting place to watch football practice, by the way, because they put all the media like on the side of a hill.
Yes,
and then there's
the
all
VIP.
The fields there. Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
Well, the jabronis all have to. Believe me, we've been over this. The jabronis all have to sit.
Metal bleachers.
The hill is like the senior table in high school. It's like the cool kids club. We know what it's all about.
Well, the coolest kid flew in on a helicopter with John Bon Jovi to practice that day, so I don't know if we were really in the cool hill or anything.
I mean, that is cool. No question about it, being with a 70-year-old John Bon Jovi. Dan Roach reaches out to check in on me.
He texted me yesterday, and I forgot to text
him. And Milo,
back.
he asked about Milo.
Didn't he show up unsolicited to one of Milo's games just because you told him you were going to be nearby where he lives?
Mm-hmm. He even mentioned Milo to me when we were schmoozing.
How about
what did he say?
He said that Milo's on his way to being a tremendous athlete.
Oh,
and I'm thinking back to when he was a 10-year-old asking for fantasy football help.
Yeah, well, you were on the air when he was 1 with us, so I mean, there's that. So you're the longest running guest. We figured that out on this show.
Yeah, what an honor.
Well, listen, I appreciate it. I certainly appreciate it. There's no question.
And I appreciate you too, Fred. It's been a great ride, but I don't know why we're talking like it's over.
No, we're talking because you've been on for so long. I feel that there should be a little lead up until we start talking about football. We can just get right into it.
Well, quite the contrary.
Yeah, no one cares about how long we've been talking to each other.
No,
I think it's interesting.
No. I got an email right before we started from Mitch. He said all these years, and Dave doesn't have his own intro song. That's a slap in the face. And what do you really know about him? Ask him about his ball days. It doesn't just have to be about you.
I know all about Dave. I know the guys he's in fantasy football leagues with. I know where he lives. I know when there's natural disasters in the area. You live right Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
You knew my exact address and you were going to pop over one day and.
Well, I know that too. I wouldn't give it out on the air. I mean, I do plan on at least put peeking through the windows in Thanksgiving.
Do you want an intro song next? For the rest of the season?
I don't care.
No,
I really don't.
I don't think Dave needs one. I think that's more for not Dave. All right, look, Dave. Fantasy football drafts are happening. Let's start with this. The top of drafts are kind of like we know kind of what's going on. Is there anyone that people like that you would avoid? That you would avoid in the first round? Like, is there anyone in these mocks that you see that you go, you know what, that's a guy I wouldn't take in the first round?
I'm going to surprise the pants off you, Fred. I would not take Saquon Barkley with a top 5 pick. because I think I did the research on this. There's no chance, next to no chance, I should say, that he repeats what he did last year. 2,000 rushing yards, all that stuff. Man, that's crazy. But the real trick is he had over 480 touches between in the playoffs. 430 of them were carries. You go back through the last 27 or so running backs since 1990 that have had that much work over the course of 1 year, and like 16 of them, 17 of them drop off the following year, either with a major injury or they miss half the year or they see a 25% decline in their production. It's bad. And now here's the other thing, because everyone's going to say that, well, Saquon's different. He's a beast. Really? There have been 2 years in his career where he's had over 250 carries in a season. And the following year, he's missed 3 games, and his fantasy production has dropped by at least 12%. 1 year it was into the 20s. And so if he's going to get 17 fantasy points per game or whatever, that's good. That's first round good, but it's not top 5 good. I think Bijan Robinson's going to do better. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to do better. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to do better. And everybody's going, well, Christian McCaffrey got hurt last year. And yeah, he did, but he's healthy now. And he's like the only healthy running back the 49ers have. And the 49ers have one of the absolute easiest schedules in the NFL this year. So I'm going to take those 3 running backs ahead of Saquon Barkley. I'm not saying it's wrong to take Saquon in the first round, but you won't see me taking him with a top 5 pick.
Okay, would the same be said then for Derrick Henry? Because not in the I know you're not going to take him in the top 5, but would you avoid Derrick Henry in the first couple rounds or high because he got the ball a million times last year too?
Right, but just not quite as many. I think he was in like the 420, 430 range. But we've seen Derrick Henry bounce back from 400-plus touch seasons before.
Okay.
We haven't seen Saquon do it. And I know that Henry's older. He has never had, as far as we know anyway, a significant soft tissue injury in his career. The time he had 1 year where he missed half the season, he broke a bone in his foot. He played through it for a game. And other than that, he's been as healthy as a horse. He's in a tremendous offense. And you're not drafting him with the top 5 pick. You're not even drafting him with the top 10 pick.
Right.
So I think that Derrick Henry is absolutely worth taking late round 1, early round 2 if it's PPR. In non-PPR, yeah, he's probably going to be a top 5 pick. Saquon probably will be 2 if catches don't count. But it's still not necessarily the guy that should be at the very tippy top of the draft.
And Gibbs doesn't bug you because he splits carries and he doesn't get everything in the red zone?
No, we're expecting him to play more than David Montgomery. And I think one of the key switches that we're going to see in the Lions offense from last year to this year is more reliance on Gibbs and more reliance on Jameson Williams. And those 2 are playmakers that the Lions want to get involved a little bit more. That's what we're hearing. It's what's kind of being talked about out of Detroit. And when you hear their new offensive coordinator discuss the offense, he really seems to wax poetic on Gibbs and Williams, much more so than Montgomery and, let's say, Sam Laporta.
Okay, so St. Brown, does that affect his standing with where you are? I'm on St. Brown.
There are a lot of people that are nervous about St. Brown. I'm not one of them because I just think that Jared Goff is going to continue to, smash targets his way.
He doesn't drop the ball. That's the thing. Yeah.
He doesn't drop the ball, and he makes all kinds of plays, and he's used all over the field. And going back to the offensive coordinator, it's John Morton. He's rarely called plays in the NFL. He needs simple solutions in clutch times. The 2 simple solutions that he will have are hand the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs, throw the ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, in easier situations in games, that's where I think Jameson Williams will get called on. But when it's 3rd and 8 in the fourth quarter and the Lions need a first down, that's Amon-Ra St. Brown running a slot, beating his man, getting open, 12-yard gain, first down. And there's going to be a lot of that this year because I think the Lions are going to be in a lot of competitive games this season.
Okay, so you mentioned Sam Laporta. One interesting thing that I think is interesting that I always want to talk to you about before fantasy drafts is that, tight end is a position people usually don't focus on, but if there's one that's way higher than the others, are you better off taking that guy a little bit higher than the position usually would dictate? Is Brock Bowers, because I don't know a lot about the tight ends, I just know Brock Bowers is insane and he sets all these records. When do you take Brock Bowers, and is he worth taking way higher? Is he that much better than every other tight end in terms of fantasy?
There are two tight ends in full PPR leagues that are worth taking. I would say you could take them like right at the end of round 2, and that's Trey McBride and it's Brock Bowers. And I actually like McBride better because his situation hasn't changed. In Las Vegas, they added Ashton Genty. The whole tenor of that offense is going to change, and I think there's going to be just a little downtick in targets for Brock Bowers this year compared to last year. But they're both worth taking at the end of round 2, beginning of round 3. That's if catches count. If catches don't count, then it's only Bowers.
Okay.
Someone's going to reach for one of those guys in every single draft. And if you get the other one where I'm telling you to take him, I think you'll be okay with it. The only other tight end that's worth taking with even like a top 50 pick is George Kittle. And his
makes
appeal
me
is growing.
nervous.
Yeah, I know. He's an older guy. But the 49ers receiving core is down to Ricky Pearsall, who's an awesome breakout candidate, and Kittle and McCaffrey. And that's it. They don't really have anything else for Purdy to throw to. So there's going to be a high concentration of targets to those 3 guys, at least to begin the year. But Laporta, Kelsey, Njoku, man, all these guys, they are like round 6 plus.
I'm not taking
And
Kelsey.
you want to wait for them.
No
and
touchdowns.
you're going to give me a chance to talk about one of my favorite guys to draft. Round 8, the rookie tight end in Indianapolis, Tyler Warren. You saw him maul defenders at Penn State.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the exact same thing in Indianapolis. I don't care who the quarterback is. I think he's going to see a lot of targets. I think he actually
Not at all?
has a chance. Not at all.
You don't care a little bit?
Well, I'd rather have Daniel
I
Jones.
don't want it to be Riley Leonard. But even though it's like Daniel Jones, I think it's going to be good for him because Daniel Jones loves to get rid of the ball as fast as he possibly can.
All right.
He can throw a 6-yard pass to Tyler Warren, and Warren can add 5 yards after the catch pretty easily.
Yeah, I liked him a lot coming out. All right, let's go to the Patriots. People in New England, they want to root for the guys that they draft. You can't get Christian Gonzalez because you unfortunately in fantasy you can't draft a corner.
You see Travion Henderson rocketing up of draft boards, though.
Yeah, but Travion, everyone's talking about them limiting his carries. Anyone worth anything from the Patriots?
Absolutely. And Travion's one of those guys.
What 20th round?
He's too good. He's too good, Fred. And if Josh McDaniels is going to keep him on the sideline for Ramondre Stevenson.
That's what I've been saying, and everyone says no. Everyone in this room, every writer we talk to, I say, cut Stevenson.
No. They shouldn't do that.
I understand, but I've gone as far as that. My point is, if Travion Henderson is this good, why the hell aren't you playing him? Like put him on the field as much as you can. But everyone says, Fred, no.
So here's what I think is going to happen. First of all, like Josh McDaniels' history suggests that Travion Henderson is like his James White, his Deion Lewis, his Danny Woodhead. But I think he's better than those guys, and he's faster than those guys. And how in the world are you going to keep him off the field when he can break defenses so easily? And he did it. He did it against the Vikings in their joint practice. He's done it in their preseason games. He did it against the Commanders. There's no way that Josh McDaniels is going to treat him like he treated those other running backs. And those other running backs were fine. But I think Henderson is better than that. I think there will be an effort made to not overwork him. And so what does that look like? That probably means that he won't see a lot of carries at the goal line. It probably means that when it's 3rd and 1, you're not going to see a lot of Travion Henderson. But when it's 2nd and 10 and it's 3rd down, you are going to see a lot of Travion Henderson. And he's going to be very difficult for defenses to cover. And his speed, even no matter how he gets the ball, his speed is going to be a factor. So I would imagine that at the very beginning of the year, you might see him and Henderson share evenly. But once it's clear that Henderson's the better back, or once it's clear that Ramondre can't hold on to the football. Travion had 0 fumbles in college.
Right.
But once that happens, I think we're off to the races with Travion Henderson. And that's why people are taking him anywhere between 35th and 45th overall in PPR drafts. It's expensive, but I kind of see it. I think he can find his way to like 1,300 total yards, 6 or 7 touchdowns. And here's the important thing, 50 to 60 catches. That's a big differentiator between him and a lot of other running backs in fantasy. And that's why I can justify him in that round 4 range.
All right, you want to hear before we go, just one piece of advice to tell people not to draft Bryce Hall. I don't think he's going to get the majority of carries.
I'm with you on that.
I think
I'm with you.
very bullish on Braylon Allen. I think they love him. And I think that he is apparently been very, very good in the practices. So there you go. That is my take, David.
And listen to me. Last year, you were all over Baker Mayfield, and I was like, I don't see it.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was dead wrong, and you were dead right.
Yeah.
So if you think I'm going to turn away your advice this year, Fred, no chance. But I'm already on the same page with you. I'm not taking Breece Hall unless it's minimum round 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't even take him round 5. I might take Allen before I took Breece Hall.
I get it. I get it.
By the end of the year, Allen's going to get the majority of the carries. All right, Dave. Follow him on Twitter at Dave Richard. Look, the Fantasy Football Today is on YouTube live every morning. 3 times a week, he's on Fantasy Football Today on the CBS Sports Network. Thank you, Dave, and we look forward to talking to you for the next few months.
Looking forward to it as well. Good luck in your drafts this weekend, gentlemen.
Thanks, all right, Dave. Thank you, Dave. I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I need your help. All right, very good. He mentions Danny Woodhead. That's what they used to call George Washington. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. Ben Volen talk to Bill Belichick. Talk to Bill Belichick.
He included it. There it was.
Yeah, it was very funny. It's historical. Put that in the Smithsonian.
I don't know. That's
we can all get behind George.
In the past.
Too much before.
Yeah, no, George, good before. All right, Bill Belichick, extensive interview with Ben Volen. Well worth the trip, I'd imagine. And but he did say some things that are petty, of course, because he has to, because he's Bill Belichick. I do the same thing sometimes, so who am I to judge? But he did say them. A little bit. I don't know if they're petty. I think I have more of a case than he does, but okay. All right. All right. Very good. If you feel that way, Jonathan, that's fine. I think the performance justified his. All right. Very good. We will be back. Now you're on the look you gave Hardy yesterday got you on my good side, and now I'm not so much. Now I like that Hardy yelled at you this morning. All right. We'll be back, and we'll dig into that a little bit in just a moment.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots will close down their preseason tonight at MetLife Stadium against the New York Giants. We'll have the pregame at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then Bob Socci and Scott Zolak will be reunited at 8 here on your flagship radio station for the Patriots. 98.5 The Sports Hub. Some trades yesterday in the National Football League. The Jets sent a pair of 6th-round picks to Minnesota for defensive lineman Harrison Phillips, and a 7th-rounder in the wide receiver needy San Francisco 49ers sent a 6th-round pick to Kansas City for Sky Moore, and a 7th-rounder. And the Red Sox had last night off. They opened up a 4-game series in the Bronx against the Yankees this evening. Red Sox trail the Yankees now by a game and a half for the top wild card spot in the American League. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Boston Vision. Make 2025 the year you ditch the glasses and contacts and start seeing 2020 with a LASIK procedure from the team at Boston Vision. Book a free evaluation today at bostonvision.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right, big content.
sounds like this? This is the show for you. Toucher and Hardy, the Sports Hub.
We are Toucher and Hardy. When I was on Twitter, and it was my own faults that part of the reason why I'm not. Let's not bury the headline. But even when I took off my own at Fred Toucher off of Twitter, it's on Instagram now, which is a whole thing. Oh, I got to show you that video, Adam. The thing is that I am unaware of things that used to seem like a big deal. Like there's certain personalities that I'm completely unaware of now. But there was this like massive hate towards Ben Volen on Twitter, and now that I'm off of it, I don't hear it anymore, which I guess I would suggest he's not on Twitter anymore either, at least doesn't look at it. I still don't know why. I really don't know why. Like, I got the Tomasi stuff because he wrote about Spygate.
Yeah.
And that's just going to piss the fans off. Fair or not, that's just going to piss fans off. Like, it kind of comes with the job, and I'm glad he was able to pivot and, like, still work. I'm sure he's a good guy. I don't even know if I've ever met him. But I have met Volen. He's a nice guy. I don't know why everyone crapped on him on Twitter. But again, that could be 5 people. So who knows? 5 people with 7,000 things. It's and by the way, as a news gathering source, I've been fine without it. Really, the only person that needs to be on it is John, because John is the one that needs to do headlines. I suppose it's good that Hardy's on it, but you two can handle it more mentally than I can. It got to be too much. And even when it wasn't about me at all, it was just like, I can't handle it. Like, everyone's such a psycho. Like, it's almost like bad, just bad. It's like just all bad for you. Like, it's really bad for you. I'm noticeably happier not having access to it because I really don't have access to it, which sucks because my son needs it. Now, don't bother him. He's a child, but he needs it for, scouting stuff and everything, but whatever. All right, so Ben Volen was down in North Carolina, and he got Belichick, which seems for about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, there was this quote. It says, Belichick is still people to answer to at UNC, but it's easier to create. He says he's finding it easier to create a shared vision than he did in the NFL.
He said it's a much more cohesive.
No, I got that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. So here's what Belichick has to say. Now, remember how Belichick ended his career, and remember what everyone around the league said about the Patriots, that their operation was completely bereft of a lot of people that every organization needs and leans on. Like, he didn't have an analytics department. There's just like a million things that he didn't have, and they weren't good. They weren't good. They were bad. He drafted horribly. He didn't do well in free agency. He was bad. Bad. Enough with he was so good. He was very, very good. And I bet when he was a young coach, he was great. And the NFL was a lot different. And then Brady became Brady. In the second half of that run, he had Brady. And then when Brady was gone, his what he did was antiquated. Inarguably. Fine. Here's what he says. The advantage of college football. Quote, there's no owner. There's no owner's son. So that's a shot at Jonathan Kraft, that he does not like Jonathan Kraft. Jonathan Kraft was probably the one with the balls to fire him, which he should have been. There's no cap for now. Everything that goes with the marketing and everything else, which I'm all for that. I don't even know what that means. But it's way. And by the way, you hate the marketing so much. You did a whole year of press, and you have a Svengali of media relations as your girlfriend.
That's where the marketing quote comes in, justifying how much he likes the marketing.
That in the book.
The book which flew off shelves.
Yeah.
By the way, that was at the airport, and it couldn't sell books. Like, if your publisher gets it in airports, a little hint about the publishing industry, that's like, that's like, storefront advertising. I don't know how to put it. It's like being on the front page of Amazon. Like, if you get your book in the airport, there's like 8 books. Like, people, that's automatically like 10,000 in sales. Just some schmuck walking into the news. And
I need a book. I forgot to pack a book. Oh, here's a book.
And he still couldn't sell that effing thing. There's no owner. There's no owner's son. There's no cap. Everything that goes. He said the marketing thing. He goes, generic NFL teams. So he says generic NFL teams. You have the owner, president, general manager, personnel director, college director, pro director, cap guy, some other consultant, then head coach. I'd say we had our best years in New England. That when we had our best years in New England, we had fewer people and a more of a direct vision. And as that expanded, it became harder to be successful. But what do we know? The opposite of that is true. This is the moron that brought in Patricia as his offensive coordinator and brought Judge in to work in areas that he had no business working in. His circle became so small, it was to the detriment of the franchise. This is opposite. And if I'm Carolina, I'm thinking, oh no. And then he goes into like how he surrounded himself with his sons and Mike Lombardi. And I don't doubt his son has proven, Steve Belichick's proved himself. And apparently Brian's the smartest out of all of them. So I don't doubt their credentials or their abilities. But if Mike Lombardi is this big behemoth that was around, shilling for the guy for 10 years and then couldn't get a job in the NFL to save his life and couldn't get a job in college football to save his life, and this is like the big brain trust that's going to save your program, this guy can't learn a lesson. Why can't people learn lessons? Like your own hubris caused the downfall of your career. You probably would have gotten fired anyway at some point, but you wouldn't have been 4-13. Like, you sucked. Dude, Cold Strange, who you took in the first round as a guard, which you shouldn't have done anyway, and went to Middle Tennessee State. This moron that all these people, all these calls, no one knows what they're talking about. Everyone's a draft expert. No, but Tavon Wilson should have been taken at the top of the second round, and Cold Strange shouldn't have been taken in the first round. It was dumb. And now he can't play. He might not make the team. You stink. Everyone you draft sucks. That's why this team blows. And then you did the bonehead move of going crazy in free agency that year so you could get a dead count bounce and then come back worse than before. And then you draft Mac Jones, but that wasn't his decision. It was the owner's son's decision. Get out of here. BS. No way. Crap. When it's been proven as crap by everyone that we've ever talked to. He sucks.
They bringing a loser to another loser town.
Which is dumb girlfriend. His big, gross body. Ugh.
Yes.
He stinks. Oh, North Carolina, I hope you lose every game with your sold-out stadium.
Tar Heel is a loser.
Wish you were Duke. Duke's a better school. And everyone roots for North Carolina State.
I'm a Duke fan.
Valvano forever. That's what I say.
Yes.
Down there. All right? I can't stand him.
Really?
Can you?
No,
you think he's a good guy?
No. I know he's not a good guy.
Yeah, he's a piece of crap.
I know he's not a good guy. He wasn't a good guy to the media for 2 decades.
Well, not the media. He's a prick. Believe me, he's a prick. Believe me, enough people have told me how big a prick he is.
He wasn't a good guy for a long time.
And you all put him on a pedestal.
Yep.
And he sucks. He's a terrible person. And every little bit of success he got that made him a worse guy, which is a massive character flaw. The more success you have, the better you should be. The more perspective you should have. You should then become, what's the greater good? How can I become a better person in a meta sense? When you're struggling, that's when you kind of got to be a dick. You got to feed yourself. When you have your success, that's when. You shouldn't be such a dick, you prick. Well, give more millions of dollars to young chicks that are just okay looking. That's what you should do. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. I've said my piece.
That's the kind that will give you.
And that's how I want CC our intern to go out. All right. So we have a very heartwarming thing. I was just very mean, and now we'll do something very heartwarming in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy.
Midget with a dog. Midget with a dog. Dog's pretty big. Midget's pretty small. Midget with a dog.
Remember Midget with a Dog?
I do.
Cece does.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes we would play it when the Patriots lost or something, which I never understood.
When a local team underwent a very bad loss, this is how we would start the show the next morning.
This was our, because we were big cheerleaders. We were devastated after loss.
Do you know anything about the guy who did that song, Johnny Polanski? They tried to like make him into an alternative music star.
Okay, that pisses me off. So that's like so much. I always thought these songs. I'm sorry, and I don't mean this.
Already riled up.
I don't mean this in a mean way at all.
Ruin the artistic integrity.
I don't mean this in a mean way at all. And in fairness, I am the one who just reacts to audio.
Yes,
and so I really don't. But it does frustrate me that I assumed these were all lunatics like in a garage.
No, that guy had a record deal, and before I ever heard that song,
are you knowing this is upsetting me?
No, they pumped him out, and it's like it was all this like kind of weirdly folky music, and I remember getting it at the radio station I worked at in Albuquerque. I'm like, this sucks. Songs like "Love, Lovely Love." And I'm like, is it supposed to be bad? Is it supposed to be crappy? I don't get it. And then years later, I heard this, and I found his name, Johnny Polanski. I'm like, oh, that tracks. That guy sucks.
Yeah.
Midget with a dog.
And like those two guys that had that like funny, when they were like foreign sounding song, I can't even remember what it was.
Oh, get ready for down count. I remember.
No. That was obvious. I knew that right away. But like the two, I can't.
Milli Vanilli?
No, it's kind of gay. Like I can't really remember what it was, but they were like comedians.
Mm-hmm.
It was soul crushing for me.
Yeah.
All right. Cece has been an intern of ours, and she's one of the rare interns that likes the show. So that does, and you think I'm being sarcastic,
Bonus
but I am
points
not.
for you.
And listened to the show before they started interning.
Actually appreciated being on this particular show, which. You get all-stars like Isaac, who just, it's his scene.
Touch the sun.
Yeah, he touches. I mean, like, look at Isaac. Isaac's got his own world of Isaac. We were just lucky to have him because he's riding
Isaac.
a rocket ship to fame over there at Hofstra. But Cece, you used to listen to the car in the car with your dad.
That's right. And my dad is actually here in studio, back in the control room.
Well, let's get to this. Okay, so you are old enough to go to Rome by yourself.
Yes, I am about to be 20 on Tuesday, actually.
All right, and you're going to Rome, and your father is younger than all of us.
Oh, Jesus.
He is 46.
He had you at way too young an age, let's be honest
John
about
is
that.
old enough to be your dad's father.
John, how old are you?
77 years old.
No, how old are you?
57.
Okay, so you wouldn't be.
No.
But you would be, her father would have been a mistake. Or you would have been the mistake. There's enough of an age gap. Or you would have been, he would have been a second marriage child. Like a Hudson situation.
Got it.
All right, but Cece, so the point of this is A, you've been a great intern, and B, you actually like the show, and C, this makes us feel very old. All right, so your father used to take you. He's 46 years old after all, and he had you at way too young an age. That's his fault. I mean, it's remarkable you're doing as well as you are. It's despite he was only a child when you were
Very
born.
well adjusted.
Well, listen, I was 33 when my first son was born, and that was too young. All right, look, Cece, but we wanted to do what, Hardy, with her? We wanted to take a trip down memory lane.
Right. So, Cece, well, you tell the story of how you used to consume the show.
Yeah. So on the way to school, my dad and I will listen to the show, became really big fans, and that's actually how I got into sports, was listening to the show. Every day I would literally, the only thing that would get me out of bed is like, oh, I get to listen to the show this morning on the way to school, because I literally hated school, so I wasn't excited about anything. And I was like, oh, I get to listen to the show. But
yeah, and this was a big middle finger to your guidance counselor, like, guess what, Jack?
Yeah.
I was in the car listening to Midget with a Dog.
Exactly.
I don't have time for your pens and papers.
Had a good laugh before going to the terror of school.
And then you understood what was going on. Even the highbrow humor of the show, it landed with you.
No, most of the days that my dad and I would just be peeing our pants, literally.
Well, listen, listen. My prostate is not in a great shape.
Good times, but no, it has been so surreal interning for the show this summer. It has been.
I wish you would have expressed this earlier.
Dream come true.
If you would have expressed this before
Fred
yesterday, I would have taken
learned your name before yesterday.
You know, actually, I'm honored that you actually do know my name.
I do know your name. I didn't know that other kid's name.
We had to quiz.
I forgot.
He didn't praise me at all.
No.
So that's the one way to get. Look, he was a decent intern, but he didn't praise me.
But Cece is full of praise. She came up just off the top of her head, rattled off her top 5 segments that she remembers from listening to the show.
That's
so,
right.
But we are going to tell you what the segment is, Fred and John.
Okay.
You guys will have to try and come up with when that segment took place.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, Cece, do you want to do this in any particular order? You want to go 1 to 5 or 5 to 1?
Yeah, let's go 1 to 5.
Okay. Very good.
All right. So
What is your first favorite segment that you can remember listening to?
All right, the Ray Lewis Hall of Fame speech.
Okay.
1575.
Yes, the Ray Lewis Hall of Fame speech where he was a lunatic and it was numbers, numbers, numbers.
I'm too blessed to be stressed.
I'm too blessed to be stressed. God is letting me off everything. I can do anything I want. It's amazing.
You can't put everybody in one box.
Not everyone in one box. That would have to be such a large. You have to have lots of materials. Yes, Ray Lewis's speech, of course.
So, month-wise, it's
they do the Hall of Fame in
August.
In August,
yeah, it's a little murky on some of these, but we're pretty sure on this one,
So Cece
especially the year.
Okay, so Cece was going to school. Let's say Ray Lewis. That was when everyone was getting along, kind of. That would be 2017.
I'll say 2019.
Oh my! You guys just dancing around the edges of it. 2018.
Oh man,
well, that
August of
hurts.
18.
I'm gonna remember that after the show.
Ah,
All right.
That's what's wrong with us.
Cece, what was another one of your favorite segments?
VIP on Swole.
Okay,
Now this is I'm going to give you a hint on this one. Cece wasn't going to high school listening to this one.
No, this was 98 Mile, and this was this is 98 Mile. He did but VIP on Swole we found before 98 Mile. By the way, I'm still in contact with Brandon Merriweather.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly often.
Oh, nice.
Him and I, after that show we did together, had quite an evening. I was still actively drinking at the time.
That's how you found
Brandon
out.
is the best wingman I've ever had in my entire life.
I was just going to say, ex-NFL players,
Oh
you
my
still
God.
walk in a room and it's over.
First of all, women were, no offense, Cece or your dad, but I have to tell this story. Women were positioning themselves on railings so their ass was hanging over into his face. Like they were like presenting for him. But other than that, he was like, yo, just tell me when you want me to take this lady upstairs, and I will, and you can take a friend. He's like, just give me some kind of sign. And I'm like, all right, Brandon, we can do that. He's like, we had a very simpatico game going, the two of us. All right, VIP on Swole. We started in 2006, 2009 was the Sports Hub. 2013.
2015.
Oh, you guys are way
off.
huh? This was in July of 2011. Whoa.
You guys feel old now?
We got that VIP on Swole. Yeah, I remember that.
I rapped on stage this with him at one of our shows at the Wilbur.
Yeah, that was our final show.
That was the final show we did.
Wow.
I do a show at the
That's
Wilbur again. There'd have to be lots of video elements because they go over beautifully. I'd really give it to Dan, too. These are all inside things.
All right.
There's a reason that was the last one.
Another hint on this one. This is pre-high school Cece.
Okay.
Yes, this is like elementary school.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Cece.
Good God.
Yeah,
All
really
right.
taking you guys back.
Oh,
All right. Rex Ryan feet videos.
They are beautiful.
Oh, well, we still play that all the time. That was when you were in, that was pre-high school.
You're still the head coach of the Jets at that point.
No.
Oh, you don't have
Wasn't
to put your feet in. You can leave them out.
No.
Didn't you have to answer questions about this?
or was he coach of the Bills?
Oh, he might have been with Buffalo at that
I don't
point.
think he was with the Jets. He was the coach of the Bills. If he was the coach, he was the coach of the Bills. So the Jets ended when I first started here. Was I on the air when they beat
Yes.
the Patriots in the playoffs?
Yes, because I was a part of the show at that point.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So she's 20.
This was when he was with the Jets. I just confirmed.
Okay. Well, that helps. All right. So
Is it okay to touch him again?
2010.
John?
2012.
2010 is correct.
That is on the money.
Go.
Well, I got too big a hint. My Jets knowledge really shined through.
I'm guilty. Look, my wife is gorgeous. She's got gorgeous feet.
Yeah, by the way, he handled that absolutely perfectly.
That's how you need
Adam
to do
was
it.
actually saying that in the control
Yeah,
room.
he was just like,
saying
I
that.
love feet. Like, F you. Like, what do you want out of me? What, are you going to fire
And the
me?
media just passed by, like, oh, it's
Well,
not.
no, he if you accept the joke, Rossini, if you accept the joke and like show any kind of sense of humor about yourself, things go away very quickly. And you know what? It's a good way to make friends.
He
Like,
still
There you
leans
go.
into it too. I will forget what movie he's in. He's sitting in a desk with a giant foot and a photograph in front of him.
Yeah. Well, he has
Still
that
does
tattoo
that.
of his wife in a Sanchez jersey
Yeah.
with her feet out.
That's right.
Now, is it weird that he likes feet that much? Yes, but it's harmless. Like I'd hire like a teacher that had like a foot fetish. What do I care? There's no nudity or sex in it. Get out of here. All right, go ahead. What's next?
All right. Rock and roll Mike in studio.
Okay.
Jeez, I was here for that one.
Yeah, you were.
Sat right next to him.
Okay, that was in Dorchester. That was not.
No. That was in Brighton.
That was in Brighton.
That was in Brighton.
Okay, that was in Brighton. That was when we were on TV.
Yes.
Rock and roll Mike lives outside.
Very controversial because Guy from Machine was super late.
Yeah, so we were stuck with Mike for about 20 minutes alone.
And by the time the guy from Machine got in here, Rock and Roll Mike was wound up. A lot of people thought he overshadowed him.
Could not stop swearing on microphone.
All right, Dorchester is when everything fell apart with COVID and everything else. COVID started in 2020. Say we moved to Dorchester in 2018. 2015. CC was 10.
I'll go 2018.
Again, you guys are very, very close. November of 2017. All right, there's one more here that CC remembers from back in the day as a fan of the show. CC, what is it?
Sarge and the Kowloon crew.
Which part?
Yeah, I know. That's very vague.
I mean, you got to be more specific.
Is this when everyone was going Sarge sucks?
No, this had to do with a lot of there's a lot of Marshall Hook involved in this one.
Oh, so Hook was still at the state. Well,
is this
when did he become a part of the government
Is
machine?
this part of the stage? Was this a performance on stage with Sarge?
No, this was one of the. This would be the Kowloon crew at the Kowloon having.
Is this when Jimmy got really pissed?
Really
at
upset at Nick?
Nick,
Yes.
is this when Jimmy got
I
really
was
upset
there
at
for
you?
that.
No. This is pre that. After.
After.
Oh, so this is fairly. This can't be that long ago then, but it wasn't COVID. See, 2020, 2021 is just dead, and we were all in our homes.
All
Some
right.
longer than that.
I'll say it's right before that, 2019.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2018.
Correct, Fred Toucher, January of 2018.
Yeah, COVID's having no effect on anyone.
Job, you know what? Focus on some stuff. Maybe get back to having a career of some sort or another, and move on from being the Kowloon crew guy.
Yeah, I don't remember who that was, but
That was Marshall.
okay, because Marshall, that's when he said he loved the diet sodas.
Yes.
He was
I'm an
aficionado.
aficionado of a number of diet drinks.
Yes.
You know who's sneaky really nice is Marshall.
Yes.
Oh, Marshall's a great guy.
I just
Yeah,
spent 2 weekends ago. I was on a boat with him.
Yeah, like Marshall,
North Shore, yeah.
Marshall was when I was going through my stuff, very, very supportive of me.
Yes.
Marshall's a great guy.
Hardy's got a Mountain Dew over there. Is that Diet Hardy?
When I made fun of Marshall, he got it and was in on it.
Do you remember the 98 mile that I produced for you, your takedown of Marshall Hook?
I do.
It was to
Root Down or something?
No,
or
it was something from
Beastie Boys.
Yeah, but it was something from Paul's Boutique. It was we did it.
But look, yeah, I know what it was.
Oh, I just had it.
Not looking down the barrel of a gun.
Was it Shadrach?
No, it wasn't that
It
fast.
was to High Plains Drifter, but we
Okay.
did it as part-time shifter.
Oh, that's very good.
I'll stand by my 98 miles.
Yeah.
I experimented.
Should.
And DA beat me with a horrible one.
I know.
And DA's another guy that got the joke, and forget it. My advice to everyone is like
from the machine. It
someone's
gives you a little option. so
not
I Diet
attacking your
Coke.
family or like your personal life in any like real savage way. Like it's the best way is to roll with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Then people again like you. I've learned that lesson. Well, Cece, look, you
That
made
was
us all
great.
feel very old, and now you go to school. Tell people where you go to school.
I go to Ithaca College. I'm going to be a junior, but this semester I'm studying abroad in Rome.
She has the guts to go to Rome. She's going
Yes.
by herself.
That's right.
Is that where Coach Norman Dale coached before he went to Hickory?
Yes, that's
Okay.
a good call. That is
Yeah.
Ithaca Warriors.
Well,
yes.
he sees his hand punching that boy's jaw. I wish he could take it back.
I told you to watch something. Do you remember what I told you to watch to get experience? No.
No.
I will tell you again.
Yes.
Jersey Shore.
Oh, yes.
There was a
yes,
season where they're in Rome. They work at a pizza place. It doesn't go well. The situation, addicted to opiates. During that whole time, he smashes his head. Him and Ronnie get into it. Neck brace. Oh, watch it.
yes. Okay.
Spend
I
this
will.
weekend studying it, and then
I
you'll
will.
learn Rome, and you'll feel
Yes.
more comfortable there. Do it more like Ronnie than the situation. All right. Well, listen.
I will.
Don't pay attention to Vinny. He's invisible. All right. Well, look, you've been fantastic, Cece. I'm so glad that your dad got to come in and see you here. And I'm glad you got to come on the air.
Me too. No, this is a dream come true. Thank you guys so much. It's been an unforgettable summer, really.
This is how all interns should be.
Great.
Yeah.
All I demand is praise.
Yeah.
That's all I
For
demand.
everyone who interns for this
fandom.
show,
Yes.
moving forward, please worship at Fred's feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, worship is really what I want. All right. Well, Cece, thank you so much.
you.
Best of luck. Be Real asked if Adam has asked your father if he likes sandwiches. No, but he has already asked Cece because he likes to go to a sandwich place. He puts it on the corporate card. Don't worry. All right. We will be back in just a moment with our award-winning email segment. Thank you, Cece.
Thank you guys.
All right. We'll
Stay
be back.
tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right, Blue Chew is not.
Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. If you want to email us, go to 985thesportshub.com and get our emails. You can follow us on socials, on Twitter Instagram at Toucher and Hardy. You can follow Hardy on Twitter and Instagram at 985 at Hardy 985 and me. I got the clearance from Adam. My daughter wanted me to put a video up of her and the dog. So we got that going. I'll read one before you open the mail because
we got a big
the person
package.
needs to be shamed a little bit.
Oh, good.
Helen says, being a woman who listens to your show and sometimes watches it, I was wondering, did I miss something? Did Kendra move on from your show to another? I have always enjoyed listening to how knowledgeable she was about different sports players, games, and team. Well, not only is Kendra still a part of her show, and she should start her weekly segments coming up very soon. There was an offer for her to come on the show tomorrow, which she turned down because she has plans with a friend from out of town.
I didn't get that part of the story.
Wow. I know Kendra.
I know you do.
And when she turned you down, I reached out and I said, Kendra, SMH. And she said, what?
WTF.
She said, I'm going to some museum and I prepaid for something. And I said,
What,
well,
to
now
look at a bunch of old stuff?
I go, now you're bragging. And first of all, has this museum been cleared with Trump at all?
Yeah.
Because I don't need any slavery.
Did they talk about the future at this museum? Because that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Only modern art. Nothing from, and only nice things. I don't want to see that Scream painting or anything with like severed limbs.
That's right. Stupid Watson and the shark. That thing doesn't even look like a shark.
And if they're
What a piece of crap.
paintings of Jesus, can we have like the muscular one, like pre-crucifixion? Like, nah, I don't need all the blood in the.
I want happy Jesus.
Yeah, like
Got to be white too. Got to be white Jesus.
All right, there, hammer and sickle. What do you want? The good times photos, painting of Jesus up there. What's the name of the kid on Good Times? Not JJ and not Thelma.
Michael?
Michael. Yeah, he's the Michael of the show. He's Mom, Mr. X says that. Sweet black Jesus. All right, Adams. All the depictions, all the Renaissance art with a black Jesus. Yes, you avoid those that are everywhere.
That reminds me of a buddy of mine. You know how some people put on a little weight during COVID?
Yeah.
And especially kids.
Yeah.
Because they weren't as active in their sports and all this stuff. A buddy of mine, his kids started putting on weight during COVID. And he started calling him Bookman.
Oh,
because the kid had no idea what the reference was to. But I was over at his house. He's like, look at him. Well, I'm like, yeah, well, how about it? He goes, hey, there's quite a wagon he's dragging around. Yeah, hey, Bookman, come here. Why do you keep calling me that? And I'm dying.
That's a great pull.
He was like 16 years old.
Yeah. And then he Googled it and he went, huh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live does a bit. Tracy Morgan plays Bookman, and Keenan plays the mom, and and Janet Jackson's the host because she was on it, of course, as a child.
Yeah,
it's a very good skit, very on the nose.
Yeah.
She pats the photo of Black Jesus and it falls, but that's like not supposed to happen. There's a little bit of a break. It's good.
All right, we have a package here that we waited to open. I just like the return address more than anything. It is from Arthur Fonzarelli.
Okay. What an unfortunate name to have. You'll always be a fictional character in a lot of people's eyes. Is this from Henry Winkler? He does like to talk about Fonzie.
Not unless he has something to promote.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
Oh.
We have 50 years of Happy Days.
Okay, that seems like something that came out recently because I would imagine Happy Days debuted about 50 years ago.
That sounds right, 75.
So that's probably from 2022, that issue?
I have no idea. It's like a...
I'm not touching it, so you can get it away from me.
Big baby. All right.
That guy probably took 100 dumps reading that.
We have Dorf on Golf on DVD.
Oh, that is a funny character.
Okay, so Tim Conway is a master. And
did you ever know Tim Conway Jr., the radio guy?
No.
Oh.
Actually, his son.
Yeah, he's a big Los Angeles
By the
guy.
way, Happy Days, 1974. So that was literally last year that came out.
Okay.
We have Happy Days, Ready to Go Steady by William Johnston.
Yeah, fan fiction. Yeah, of course,
all right.
everyone knows the fan fiction.
That's pretty good.
How much is Potsy represented in that?
Yeah.
Is this some kind of a Happy Days hat?
No, that looks more of a Sherlock Holmes situation.
Holmes hat, yeah.
That's weird.
I don't know. Maybe there's an episode where the brother that dribbled the basketball and went away, And finally, is this a Scott Baio record or is this Leather Tuscadero?
So this is Fonzie Favorites. No, the Fonz has not taken to singing on the album. Better, he has chosen favorite 50s records to share with you.
We have Bill Haley and his comments are on there, I assume.
Well, they got the licensing for it.
Yeah.
They do have
At
Bill
least for a
Haley and the
season.
comments on there. Oh, and then the card that reads to Freddie T, Hardy, and Wallach.
Hey!
How about that? Oh, this is way too long.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Fonzie, for sending all this stuff.
I do appreciate it. I'm not enough Donnie Moe stuff, but sure enough. I mean, we can get by without that. All right, I will read this because I'm not sure how these words are different, but they are. Andrew, another grammatical problem I have when I try to use big words. Hi, Fred. You opened the show this morning by saying your YouTube views are commiserate with the audience. You constantly use this word when you mean commiserate.
Commensurate, I think is
commensurate.
Commensurate.
So commensurate is the correct word.
Is the word that you want to use? Yes.
And you just never told me. You just let me look like a fool.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes you're going at a pretty fast clip, and
baby.
Plus, you don't want to be the person that sits here and corrects your friend.
I'm free associate.
It's my job.
I'm free associate.
And Fred and I have a strong enough bond where I can correct him, and he doesn't take it personally.
Why don't you have 900 of his babies then?
901.
Oh, would you?
You know what?
I can do the character.
You know what, Fred?
Oh, imagine
what would that be like for you? Is what I would
them.
like to know.
Oh, to just
that's a character that has not been explored enough.
Well, looks like you're not getting up anytime soon. Let's see if you can still feel stuff. Let me get a pin. Yep, your arm still feels for sure. You're screaming like the Dickens. Let's see how those nipples agree with a nice stab. Yep, they still work. Why can't you walk? Are you feeling everything? Get up. Fall.
Get up so you can fall down.
Get up, fall. See if you break something. We won't know unless we try. There's only one thing that doesn't seem to be working on yet. No matter how hard I try. Just laying there. All right, very good. There you go. Old guy in the bed.
Love the throwback segment yesterday. Please do more of these. What was the throwback segment we did yesterday?
Talking football.
By the way, I have a video with Rock and Roll Mike from the last Wilbur show that he demanded I send to you guys, but of course I never did. P.S. You never played the Fred Incubus interview last time I requested. This is from your one adult female listener since the beginning, Stephanie.
Oh, and I have one from Jenna that I can clear up. Hi, Fred. For many years, I've listened to your show in the car after dropping my kids off to school camp. You should listen with them in the car, then they'll become like Cece. I've only called in once, and I've never emailed. I want to provide you some constructive criticism that when you casually use the word gay on your show when referencing things that are not gay, such as calling music jingle gay, as you did this morning. And I will tell you this, Jenna, I'm doing so in a sarcastic fashion. I'm exploiting the... what was the term you used, Adam? Like nonsensical using that term as an adjective is.
Yes.
It's a parody of using the term as an adjective. I'm actually using it as a way to reinforce its non-usage, if that makes sense.
Correct.
It's like so dumb to say and so like arcane to say. I'm doing it as a kind of like a hacky thing. Like when anyone says San Francisco and we go, yoo-hoo, like it's that old, like 70s, 80s, like hack comic thing. It's so, I appreciate the email and I appreciate you doing it in a nice way, but I am here to tell you that it's actually quite the opposite. I am actually using language as a tool to poke fun at the hackiness of using that term.
Gary Tangway emailed in, intern Cece, favorite Gary Tangway bit, go.
All right, which time when I swore?
Controversy.
You know, you guys don't shoot from the hip, you know? I know you don't swear enough.
It's awesome.
New thing. Radio DJ, right? Okay? Follow. Look, broads, love them. Great. Established. Sex scenes, we'll write them. Here we go. Guys on the air can't be contained. What? Hey, so we saying, remember the story?
No. I do remember the story.
When Gary told me.
Throwing it in at the end of this film.
Yeah, just as a little financial Easter egg.
Yeah.
An Easter egg.
Yeah, it is. It's for the long-time listener.
It's confusing for the rest of the plot,
No,
Gary.
it's how it ends. He marries one of these broads, whoever, the one with the biggest can, say. And he marries her, and at the end, they're moving into a new mansion on the ocean, Malibu.
How'd they pay for it?
Well, no, it's paid. I don't know. He got it because of some dude that he killed. Like the guy wanted to kill him.
Empty his savings. It doesn't matter.
No, but then they're like, she goes, "There's only one problem," and I turned around. I go, "What? What now?" And he knows it's funny. And she goes, "Gary, I don't like this refrigerator." And he goes, "All right, we'll get it." And I get into my Merrill Lynch account and liquidate it. So I
wasn't really impressed.
I pay 75% taxes on it. I want a refrigerator. It's how you operate for life.
Gary also emailed you, said, Cece, also, if you have time next semester, I have a lecture hall you'd be perfect for. Gary Bear out. So, Cece, you can go guest lecture Gary's class there at Emerson.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been to Rome, you're already qualified.
We're going to have some.
I don't know, Babylon about Europe.
Talk about Roman things. Go.
That's right. Bring 45 minutes of material.
Yeah, just look,
I'm not teaching anything.
Look, I'll be sleeping. just don't do anything that's going to get the chancellor on my ass. All right. He complained when I had the Foghat cover band come in and just play for 2 hours. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots flew to New York yesterday.
Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what's going on as you guys get Monday and Tuesday off?
That's right.
You didn't
and the rest of the week.
Yeah, I get Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. But the thing is that you guys didn't get to go to Hoover, Alabama, or Central Florida.
Hey, I got to go to Durham, North Carolina. So.
Yeah, but I could say that about Knoxville. But I like going to Knoxville. So I mean, I would contend that going to your mom's house for 3 days isn't as bad as being. And I like the parents there, and it wasn't a bad hotel. But my son, you also have to remember, only pitches. So there are many, many games. I'm in Hoover, Alabama, watching other children play baseball. I do, especially kids that aren't mind playing it.
Did your dad keep score while you were there?
Oh, yeah, Johnny bought a squirrel. He's a lunatic, John. That's what he did. But the funny thing is that my dad, in all honesty, knows so much about baseball. He threw his arm out. He would have played. He probably would have played in the minors. He's a catcher, and then he wasn't a good enough hitter to be a first baseman. But so he was always panicked about my arm when I was a kid, and now my son's adopted that, which is wonderful. So and lots of fun. But the thing is that it's amazing when you sit there, and he murmurs complaints about what's going on, not about anything with the kids, anything in particular they're doing, but positions of the infield and things like that, and then he'll something will happen and he'll be right. So I have adopted some of that. So what I can do to Milo if we're at a game, Hicks came in a game when we were there, and I go watch this. I go, he's gonna hit. He's gonna almost. If he's not gonna hit him, he's gonna almost hit him. First pitch, almost hits him. My son goes, "How the hell did you know that?" He sucks. I know this. I can see. The infield's in. I don't know why they're in. Yeah. Sure enough, ground ball up the middle. You could have got it. You could have played that. I see this all the time. It's my father. You wouldn't know from the radio show, but I do know what's going to happen. I just don't like talking about. I think the fact that I watch so much baseball in just every form makes me not want to talk about it more. I realize it's pointless to talk about every game or someone's performance over a 7-game stretch is just not indicative of anything. It's just all patience. Now, things like total innings for a guy like Crochet are very important. Or bullpen depth in the playoffs are very important. Mm-hmm. There are things, getting rid of your best hitter for nothing is important. Yes. These are things. But this day-to-day nonsense, going crazy about the guy not tagging up at third, is interesting for 5 seconds. I can't spend a show doing it.
No, not an entire show, but yeah.
No, we did a segment on it.
Yeah.
We
did the right amount.
But bitching about baseball on a daily basis is just a fool's errand. Because you couldn't manage that way. Go ahead.
All right. Very quickly here. ChatGPT has been causing problems for some people, including a travel influencer who says she shared how OpenAI's ChatGPT ruined her trip to Puerto Rico. She said, "We missed the flight. We needed a visa and didn't know. I always do a lot of research, but I asked ChatGPT and it said no." So, asking ChatGPT important questions about travel documents, probably not a great idea. Also not a great idea for a gentleman who asked ChatGPT how to help his indigestion. It said, take sodium bromide, and he eventually ended up taking too much and was then in a psychiatric hold because it started messing with his head, body, and everything
All
else.
right, don't play Ask Man for 1 second. All right, so I have a theory that I came up with yesterday. Because do you ever just not use ChatGPT, but Google something about something, and you get the article and it's AI, and it's incorrect? Okay. Videos online, they wanted Joe Burrow in a press conference. It's brilliant AI, but it's fake. Follow me here just for a second and tell me if I'm crazy. Follow me. If everything online is fake and you Google something and the answer is fake and wrong, and you don't know what's right and what's wrong, news, Did you see the fake of the lady, the congresswoman, when they faked her going crazy about Sydney Sweeney, and like people believed it? And the problem is if you believe, there's studies that if you believe something that's fake and you think about the person it's about negatively, that people tend not to change their mind. Like they find out it's fake, but they don't care anymore,
right?
Because they're already pissed. And there's no rules about deep faking people. There's no laws against it. And this woman, it's a bipartisan thing. They want to pass that. If everything you get online is wrong or from a computer, and you know things like the radio, like you know the human being behind the microphone, and that they're indeed real, that is there a chance that becomes like the idea of being terrestrial becomes something that people depend on?
It's an invaluable resource in this case.
It is.
Does it sound crazy?
No.
For at least the next 12 years.
Humanity, authenticity, and because these tools are so flawed, go to your local library.
I was at the library yesterday. My daughter was at the tutor.
Newton free?
Yeah, nothing free about that library.
No, Newton free.
They must have dumped $400 million into that thing.
Yeah,
it looks like
library.
a spaceship.
Yeah,
you like that, don't you, Adam?
I certainly do.
$5 billion in computers. I just saw my property taxes. I know where it's going to.
Everybody can use it.
That library.
Bring your hammers and sickles.
Communism is what it is. Get your own library. Spending all my money. My kids buy books.